The Ravens Flock presents Theblackfiles, an uncensored interview and review podcast for all geek fandom.
Welcome, everybody. Friends and pals, guys and gals, boys and girls around the world. Pop a squad, pop open a cold one with all your friends. It is Wednesday night. We're live. We're getting ourselves ready for one of the biggest and most exciting events in the MetroCon community. So pull up a chair, pull up a seat, pull on yourself, and join us on the uncensored, uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock. Welcome to a brand new episode of Theblackfiles.
Into the only battle that we have ever known.
Absolutely. It is Wednesday, July 6th. Yep. We are we are a week and a half away from MetroCon, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
Holy crap, I still have the wrong graphic for the show up. Give me a minute. Nope,
oh my God,
there we go.
Juan.
Easy fix.
Once again, continuing the never-failing tradition to somehow fuck something up at the start of the show, the Theblackfiles reminds you that we are ultimately still connected to the Ravens Flock in some way, shape, or form.
You know, Juancho, maybe maybe Angel's laughter at shit going wrong with our tech work should probably be your incentive to not fuck it up the next time, because you don't want to hear him.
How about you eat a dick and die, Jose? Welcome, everybody.
Mirth.
Welcome to the Theblackfiles. I'm your host, Juan Arauz, one of the heads of Ravens Flock, the tech guru of the team. Obviously, even I get shit wrong sometimes. And joining me over here are our usual suspects of complete cock-offs over here. Welcome the founder of the Ravens Flock, host of Wrestle Rewind in our main show, the man with the plan. Say hello to Jose Casabona, everybody.
Hey, you could call me a cock-off, but in a nation full of crazy, insane people, I wear that as a badge of fucking honor.
And continuing to join us over here is the host of Los Amigos Play, the living end of the Ravens Flock, the man with a million opinions and zero apologies, a man who will not hesitate to stop and point and laugh at you while you're burning alive before trying to help put the fire out. Say hello to Angel Mendez, folks.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angel. It is a pleasure to once again be here amongst friends. And as Juan ever so helpfully reminds, yes, I will laugh at you, but know that I only do so it increases the pressure in my bladder. So when I piss on you to put out the fire, I do so with love.
Yeah, all right, and before we go any further, much like all our other shows on this channel, we are simulcasting on youtube.com/theravensflock and twitch.tv/theravensflock online. Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen, and also hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our media content, and leave your questions and comments down below, and we will answer them during the duration that we are live.
Yep, and just to get everybody on the same page, I'm not even going to bother waiting around for anything. Let's go ahead and get everybody to start freaking out. We are less than 2 weeks away from MetroCon 2022, Florida's largest anime convention, one of the legendary conventions in the FloridaCon community, Yep. So everybody, grab your, drop your socks and grab your Crocs. We're about to get wet on this ride. I see we've got folks on the chat here. I see Dev End is with us on the chat. Hello, Dev End. Welcome to this week's edition of the Theblackfiles. I hope you enjoy yourself. Enjoy my psychotic technical difficulties earlier. I hope that's the last of them that we have for the time being. And I've seen Gene Rick up in the chat.
You better knock on wood right now.
What?
You better knock on wood right now.
Well, I am knocking on wood.
Good. Move on.
And I see Gene Rick. Devin, hiya, fellas. Always happy to be here when I can. Thank you for having us over here. Thank you for pulling us up tonight, Devin. And you know what? Since this is a special episode of the Theblackfiles, because we're actually going to open up the phone line here to everyone who's joining us for tonight. If you are attending MetroCon 2022, I want you to go ahead and join us here join us on this program, join us on this edition of the Black Files, because we want to hear from you. We want to be able to interact with everybody in order to see what your plans are, see what the game plan is on your end for the convention, and give us your experience, your take on the con, all this good jazz. So,
big time as it has been, I must admit, it has been quite some time since the last time I even heard of this con. When was the last time we went to it, if I may ask?
Last year. You weren't there.
Ah, well, that explains it, because unfortunately, I will not be on this one either due to personal commitments.
We know, Angel. Angel, I'm going to say this right now. As far as con experiences go, me and Juan, we have a little bit more experiences in preparing for these cons than you do.
Oh, I'd say that you have a lot more experience than I do, seeing as my concern in going to a con boils down to where's the goddamn parking spot and where the fuck is my car?
Well, thankfully, when it comes to MetroCon, it is a lot closer drive than Orlando, and the parking spaces are much more ample, especially if you get yourself set up with a room at one of the host hotels, especially the main host hotel, which is the Embassy Suites in downtown Tampa, Florida. So yeah, we're going local here tonight, folks. We are talking a little bit closer to the world of the Florida con community. We're sticking a little closer to our roots over here, but do not panic. Let that not impede your desire to join in on the fun. If you aren't joining us for MetroCon this year, feel free to ask about it. We're here to tell you about it. We're here to tell you a little bit more about our own personal history with the convention, whether it was us individually or in our group as the Ravens flock as a whole, because you've been to at least one MetroCon, Angel. I know that much. We dragged your ass at least one time.
And it was damn fun.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
Being said, it was quite some time ago. So please forgive my memory for being somewhat spotty given the circumstances. I do recall the food was fantastic, though.
Well, that's mainly because when it comes to the food itself, you can get yourself set up in the food court of the Tampa Convention Center, in which case be prepared to drop a pretty penny. Or if you're staying in one of the hotels, you can go to one of the local restaurants in downtown Tampa. I actually want to go ahead and open this up, and I see Gene, Rick, and Devin are saying hi to each other. I want to go ahead and show people a little bit about the experience of MetroCon itself. I'm going ahead and I'm pulling up the website here. I hope nobody minds. And
that's fine. Go right ahead. And as Juan said earlier, yes, we are opening the floor for people to hop on and talk to us on the Zoom calls and share us your experiences on how you prepare for the cons. And while we're waiting, we'll take turns and we'll give our own pointers of how we prepare for cons. And this is something to take to heart, not just for MetroCon, but also for preparing for cons in general.
Yeah, especially considering the fact that, as Juan said, this is one of the, if not the largest con that Florida tends to staff. And let's be honest,
it's
considering
not the largest. I'll say that much right now.
Not the largest, but one of the more popular ones.
Fair enough. But here's the thing, though. Considering the enormous influx of population that we had on the last big con that we had, do you think that we could be running that exact same risk? Could we also deal with the fact that, oh shit, suddenly there's way more people than we expected here, kind of thing?
That's just it, and that's something that we're gonna have to be prepared for once the convention actually gets rolling over here. Let's see. As far as MetroCon itself, here is the website itself. I went ahead and put it up for everybody. MetroConventions.com. It's not MetroCon.com, as annoying as that is, but whatever.
Why didn't they abbreviate that?
Likely because they couldn't. Likely because the domain was already taken when MetroCon was established. Which, if I'm not mistaken, MetroCon itself it's in its 19th year. It started in 2003. Can you believe that?
Jeez, it has been going for a while. That's kind of impressive, actually.
For a very long time, yeah.
Yep. Now, according to the website itself, they boast that on average they tend to have upwards of 10,000 fans for the actual convention itself.
Nice.
Of course, there are different competitions, there are different panelists, and different things you can do and go to and enjoy. Let's see. Well, and as you can see here. Whoa, hey, looks like we're actually getting our first guest in here. I'm going ahead and I'm admitting them into the Zoom chat. Give it a minute, folks. I would like...
Yeah, by all means. If you have to mute one of us, you can go ahead and do so. I don't
No
want
worries,
to
my man.
make sure we don't cause any complications.
Thank you for volunteering, Jose. Haha, take that.
And then he never spoke again.
No.
Real shame, though. It's a shame that he went and just dropped dead of ligma like that in the middle of the conversation.
Angel, let's not talk about Jose's terrible affliction with ligma. It's not the kind of thing that is deserved in polite conversation.
It's okay. He has insurance.
Besides, my man, we are in the presence of actual true beauty, psychotic beauty, to be exact. Welcome to the Theblackfiles Psychotic Beauty cosplay. How are you doing? Welcome.
Hi, I'm good. I'm just chilling with the puppy.
All right. Well,
yes,
dog. We're happy to have you here. Well, you know me. I'm Juan, one of the heads of the Ravens flock. The bald dude that was talking over here just a second ago is Jose Casabona, the founder of the channel. Jose, you can unmute now. Go ahead and say hi.
Yes. Thank you for letting me unmute, dick face.
And
also, hi. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
And just for that
for
terrible insult, I'm muting you again.
Alas, the king and his throne is not allowed to direct the troops, for the sword of Damocles that is social media hangs over his head forever.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm actually going to go ahead and unmute him. And
Forever.
This is Angel Mendez. He's the host of our Let's Play show, Los Amigos Play. It's good to have you here, Psychotic Beauty. And if I'm not mistaken, we had been speaking about this, about the convention here. You are going to be joining us, well, not us directly, but you are going to be joining us and everyone else for MetroCon 2022. Is that right?
Yes, I was going to go the whole weekend, but I might just do Friday and Saturday because I believe I will be working Sunday, but I will be at MetroCon this year. It is one of my favorite conventions.
Well, that's great. Are there any shows that you're looking forward to seeing?
So I like masquerades because who doesn't like throwing on a pretty dress? But
Of course.
Oh, I love the human chess match because who doesn't like violence?
That was good.
Consensual violence.
Controlled violence, mind you.
Controlled violence.
It's called stylized bloodthirst. They used it on the John Wick movies a few times.
Well, to give folks, the folks watching, an understanding of what we mean by that, we're talking about the flagship program, the original special event for MetroCon, the original anime human chess match. As you can see from the website, often imitated, never duplicated, MetroCon performed the first ever anime human chess match in 2004. This event is a unique fusion of Renaissance Festival style combat chess and a scripted cosplay involving anime and video game characters from multiple shows and games. Having the chess match scripted, much like any other theatrical play, allows us to perform complex combat sequences, deeply woven storylines, and bring your wildest fan fiction action sequences to life. And this year's theme for MetroCon for the anime human chess match is going to be weird versus wild. Was just as an example here, we have Princess Mononoke on the wild side, along with Geralt of Rivia, the Witcher himself. And apparently,
finally,
on the weird
after
side,
all these years, all the lolicons are gonna fight the furries.
Oh, close.
Oh my god.
Close, Angel. Let's
Close,
read off
Angel.
the rest
Well,
of it.
oh god, not
the furries.
no. Well, oh, your word for the furries is well-being. Holy crap!
Oh no.
Well, see,
Hang on. Let's read the rest of the lineup here. Let's see here. We've got, if I'm not mistaken, this must be Reptile from Mortal Kombat. He's in green.
Oh.
Along with Melina.
Yeah.
Along with Melina, Sailor Moon.
I see Vi from League of Legends, Vincent Valentine from what's his face from Final Fantasy VII.
Angel, help me out here. There is
the son of Hades,
the cat character from Blaze Blue.
That's Taokaka. Black face, big claws, yellow hoodie.
Yep, she's in the chess match.
Yep.
Ooh! Oh my god! I need to go see my boy Reptile because I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan. I currently do katana. Melina's on my list because I do special effects. So I'm like, I'm going to actually make the mouthpiece.
You're going to make the mouth bit on there? That is so
and I
wild.
Also, because me and a friend of mine were the same build. I mean, it's a dude, but like we're the same build and kind of the same height. So we were planning on doing noob Cybot. So basically, I'm doing Cybot.
Holy crap, that is so
You also have
badass.
Vi from League of Legends.
So how do you feel about the story of 11 exactly?
Here's the thing. I like League for the characters and the music. I don't play the game. I played a couple times and I'm like, I rage quit too much.
I see. Too bad. Well, when you get the chance to, please do enjoy the extra story with Shang Tsung. He's hilariously traitorous.
Apparently, we also have Zagreus, the son of Hades himself, is going to be in this match. So we have on the lineup Koga from Inuyasha, a.k.a. Scott McNeil, if he was even more of a furry bastard than he already is. Let's see here. From Demon Slayer, we've got Inosuke.
Shit! Big boy! He's my boy!
That's my baby! That's my baby!
Yeah, that's my adopted son!
We stand feral men in this house.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Cal Kestis!
Angel, they got the vampire bitch from Castlevania.
Shut up, Jose! Shut up! Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order!
Our boy!
Shit. My boy!
Okay, you know what? I'm liking this chess cast we got going on here. Looks like they're bringing a lot of old favorites and classics that I enjoyed.
Oh, some of the old, a bit of the new. Trunks is going to be here as well. The
Trunks,
best, future Trunks, mind you, from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Well, see, he's in the side of the weird. Do not forget, Lord Frieza says all you Saiyans are still monkeys.
Oh my god, you're making me want to like bring out some cosplays. I haven't done. I do. What's her name? I just brain farted. But oh my gosh, I didn't get to see the lineup. Yeah, she's not in the anime. She's in the game only. It's Android 21.
Android 21.
Android 21. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Are you going for the pink version or the laptop version?
I have the Majin version. I have to find a new shirt and actually make everything else.
That is cool.
But I haven't even got to see the lineup for the chess match. So I'm over here like hype, maybe I'll go the weekend. We'll see.
Well,
of course. And like I mentioned earlier, Angel, you probably know her name better than I do. It's the vampire bitch from Castlevania.
With the one with white skin and white hair?
Yep, her.
Carmilla,
thank you.
She who cries bloody tears. Because she's a bitch.
Good
God.
very
big bitch.
Good grief, dude.
Well, yeah, no, it looks like we have a very impressive cast for the Chessmas this time.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of impressed.
Right.
I
didn't get to see...
Yep.
Go right ahead.
Sorry, no, I was going to say, I see Adriana G is in the chat tonight. Hello, Adriana G. Vi, I love to jungle. Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, no, there's actual gamers in the chat. I'm not sure if I'm ready to be disobpressed right now.
Angel, you're a gamer. What are you talking about? What are you babbling about? You're a gamer by blood. You
see, my friend, the reality of the gamer is that we are fueled by a self-hating philosophy. We are oppressed by society, but we are part of society. Ultimately, whether we want to or not, we are our own worst enemies.
You're giving yourself an excuse to feel angsty. You've got a community.
That was deep.
Well, his voice or his philosophy?
Yes.
Fair.
See, somebody finally recognizes my genius one day. Anyways.
But legitimately, I'm totally, I'm totally psyched for the chess match, and I'm also looking forward to the masquerade ball too. My wife and I, K-Storm, we make a point of attending the masquerade ball every year, and like you mentioned earlier, who doesn't like going to events every now and then and getting yourself dolled up and making yourself look nice, and to and just where it's exactly what it sounds like, folks. It is the masquerade ball. The masquerade is a one of a kind experience, maintaining the roots of a theatrical style, interactive themed dance event. Our goal is to transport the patrons of MetroCon to a whole other world and provide a night of entertainment, romance, and adventure that is truly immersive and once in a lifetime. Every year, so that's like 19 times in a lifetime. But
I like the character. I like the character lineup they have here. They've got Dipper and Mabel from Gravity Falls.
Oh,
they
snap.
have
The Masquerade Summer Camp is what they're calling it here.
Yep.
I saw the summer camp when it got announced. I turned to my best friend. I'm like, you know what we're doing? Who? Well, when I was dating, he's still a good friend of mine. But when I was dating my ex, we looked at each other. We're like, oh yeah, we're totally going as Tommy Jarvis and Jason Voorhees.
Holy crap.
For a second there, I thought you said you were going to go as Mabel and Dipper.
If he still can go, but I want to do I'm a huge horror person. Like I grew up on horror, and Jason Voorhees is my all-time favorite slasher. So
totally understandable.
So I was just like, you can't have summer camp without a Voorhees, whether it be Pamela or Jason.
Nice.
Totally.
I mean, it makes sense, and it does fit with the actual theme of the con overall. So you know what? Yeah, it works.
Well, like you were mentioning over here, Jose, the lineup for the cast of characters for the Masquerade Ball.
Medusa from Soul Eater, one of the characters from My Hero Academia.
Nice.
Which one?
With. I don't know. He's got blonde hair.
Mirio.
He's got those little. Yeah.
Oh, Mirio, baby.
Mirio is a good boy. It's basically Tintin.
We also have
superhero.
Edelyn from the Owl House.
Oh, no, not Zenitsu. Oh no.
Ida from the Owl House, like you said, Mirio, Kippo from Kippo and the Age of the Wonder Beasts, and we've got, that one. Like as they mentioned earlier, Medusa from Soul Eater, Killua from Hunter x Hunter, and like we said, Dipper and Mabel from Gravity Falls, the Pine Twins.
Gotta admit, I wasn't expecting Hunter x Hunter to show up again, but then again, I guess it makes sense. The author is getting back to working on the book, hopefully soon.
I'm kind of surprised to see My Hero because My Hero got drowned out by Demon Slayer. So I'm just thinking like Mirio and Zenitsu. Oh my god, especially since Mirio is best boy.
It's one of those things that remain popular, even though Demon Slayer is blowing everybody away right now. It's still there and still getting seasons. So, it's bound to happen.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of happy because I used to huge into My Hero. I'm just kind of happy something else started taking over, but now I see too much Demon Slayer. I'm just like, but can we bring back like the old days? Like I don't see no Yugis or like it's very rare when like I see like a Yugi or
you sweet summer child. Around. I don't know. Like you should have been around when when the first Full Metal Alchemist anime was around. There were so many midget blonde automail rockin' state alchemists running around the convention floors. I can't exaggerate that enough.
That we just recently escaped the web of popularity of Attack on Titan.
Right?
Oh my god, I wanted to get into it so bad because it looks so cool. I only like it because of Levi. Like I love him, but like the whole anime, I'm just like, can I just get my short angsty boy? Like that's all I want.
No. You get suffering and more pain and maybe some politics. But no boys for you.
Real quick, I also want to say hello to the chat to Hassan Terrell. He says, hi there, AEW is good tonight. Great. I hope you're enjoying AEW. We'll cover it tomorrow night on Wrestle Rewind. I see Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, who also had an invitation to join in tonight. But they said, unfortunately, I'm not proper. That's okay. Another time. And Dev End is saying, oh, she's gorgeous. I assume you're referring to Psychotic Beauty.
Hello.
So
it's all a facade.
It's not a facade. All right, it's not a facade. Don't sell yourself short, okay? But no,
I mean I'm 5 feet, so.
Oh, for real?
Ha!
Yeah.
But like legitimately, I personally can't gush enough over the Masquerade Ball stuff, namely because it's just loads of fun. It's exactly what it comes off of. It's a nice, fun, bring the couples, bring your friends, bring yourself, dress to impress. Obviously, it's a Masquerade Ball, so you've got to rock the domino mask at least. Like, I ain't rocking this one specifically, but like...
I'll be very disappointed you don't see at least a few Persona 5 cosplays. They had that whole mask thing going on down pat.
Wow. Like, I keep an emergency mask on me just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know because we usually either try to be in theme, or if it's a group of us, we try to be in theme together. Last year we all did we did like formal versions of the Avengers, and I was Black Widow, and we had a Loki, a Thor, which Loki and Thor was it was why do I always it was they were my girlfriends. I'm blanking on their Instagram names, but Alex and Paige, they went as Thor and Loki. The twins, they did, they do Cap and Bucky. It was really fun to get to actually go and see, like, not just like, oh look, it's like, a hero suit Deku, but I saw like it was a whole group. I think it was the Sailor Scouts in like gowns, and it was like a gorgeous gay rainbow for me. Like, I loved it, and it's so refreshing seeing, because again, I kind of grew up not very to myself, so getting to go to social events like these, I can't speak. Like, this makes me very happy, especially since I just like dressing up. Like, I don't know. I'm trying not to ramble because my mind's like going in like 12 different directions right now. But
it's a consolation. That's usually how the show goes. We don't have a structure. We have the seat of our pants and we fly by it. That's pretty much it.
But it's so nice to, like, because I know at Holiday Matsuri, I saw a host like an evolution group, like a masquerade version. It's absolutely gorgeous what people come up with and their iterations of different characters and how they think like this character will work this, because like, for certain characters, like, I'm trying to think, I would say, like, I'm going to use Katana, Katana from Mortal Kombat. I feel like, she would wear like a nice sleek form-fitting dress, where Melina might wear something shorter, maybe one of those like, short poofy dresses that like go above your knee. Scarlet will probably have something with a slit up her leg or something. It's just really nice to see how people take a concept and just spin it into something totally different, but still that character.
That's called fan fiction.
But it makes sense in terms of fashion when you're trying to translate that out to real life, Angel. You could say whatever you want when it comes to fan fiction itself, but however, making that into a physical reality for the sake of a nice one-shot outfit for formal wear at a convention, it never disappoints. It's always loads of fun in order to see the creativity and see the work that goes into that. It's part of the feast for the eyes, if you would.
Exactly. Plus, you can always reuse those for actual events. Like
I never said it was a bad thing. Make no mistake. I read some goddamn excellent fan fiction in my time, and I do enjoy seeing people basically strap their own personalized vision to the cool aspect of the character. Remember that time we saw that Harley cosplay combined with what's it called, Borderlines aesthetic?
What? Oh, that's so
basically this diesel punk Harley that she had adapted this combination of metal bits, parts, and metallic post-apocalyptic armor to herself. The hammer was made of this weird green drippy substance, and she had this cool like gadget on her back that made exhaust pipes come out from behind her head. It looked dope as hell.
That sounds like she might have done a mashup with Tiny Tina.
Yes,
because Tiny Tina has a middle hand.
That sounds about right. I think you're right.
Tina has a Gage. I think Gage is the one with the middle hand.
Wait, no. Gage is the one with the metal hand and the robot and the surprisingly wholesome family relationship.
Yeah. I remember playing Borderlands for the first time, and I was asking my friend, like, oh, why did she cut her hand off? And his response was, she got bored. And I was like, excuse? What?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, she just got bored and chopped it off. I'm like,
Borderlands.
Good for her.
This world runs on Reddit logic. Don't think about it too hard. It's fine.
I kind of, with certain fandoms, I kind of give up. I'm like, if you think too hard, you will hurt yourself. With Borderlands, I'm like, you have Craig, who, for some reason, in his head has a completely normal thought process. When he speaks, however, actually, I take that back. Craig is me. I am Craig.
Yes.
Hi, Craig.
You are the meat bicycle.
I am. I am the conductor of the poop train.
Exactly. Trust me, it makes sense. I swear to God, there's a good game in here somewhere. Except for the third one. Don't play the third one. It was crap.
They're going to bring Craig back, and he's going to just be so philosophical and so deep, but like say the most random crap still, and you're going to be like, I don't understand, but yes, Craig, live your best life.
Craig makes perfect sense. Craig is going to be like, every single waking moment is pain and torment. No matter what I do, I cannot escape the horrible pain that has wrapped around my heart and twisted my brain. And outside Greg is going to be like, yes, that bird is pooping like a fire hose.
What the hell, Angel?
I am not exaggerating. This is more or less how the game's writing is, for better or worse.
But where's the lie?
No, I suppose you're right. Now, Jose, I know for a fact there's one live show, live performance that you're looking forward to especially. And I can point it out right now, Joseph.
Go ahead. Actually, no, I'll point it out because I'm already talking.
Show.
Yep, the Metro Fire Show.
Oh my! I've always wanted to go to it, but I'm too inebriated at that point.
Their fire shows have always delivered every year. I think my favorite one to this day is the one they did for 2017, which is Kingdom Hearts themed.
No! Oh my god! I love Kingdom Hearts. That's so. Oh my god! You're gonna make me cry. Like when I say I love Kingdom Hearts, like I absolutely am obsessed with Kingdom Hearts. I have it tattooed on my back.
Damn.
Really?
Are you referring to the fire show where the guy that had like the axle wig connected the fire spinners to his feet and did that crazy capoeira dancing thing?
Oh shit! That was that year. You're right. Oh my god! I actually remember that.
God. You're making me mad because I didn't start going until 2018 to Metro.
Oh darn.
2019.
There's bound to be footage of it somewhere. Heaven knows we didn't manage to catch that, regrettably. Otherwise, I'd remember better.
My gosh.
But for those of you guys in the audience who don't know, the Metro Fire Show was a themed live fire performance choreographed to a fitting soundtrack that is sure to astound all of the senses and keep you at the edge of your seat. The show includes live fire breathing as well as fire dancing with poi, staff, rope dart, juggling, and the occasional 12-foot tall fire breathing dragon. And in parentheses, they got, no, really, it happened in 2016.
Huh. Nice.
Fire-breathing dragon.
Holy crap. This year's Metro Fire Show is based around the world of Demon Slayers. So let's see.
Ooh, that's gonna be
That is very fitting. And it actually fits the plot of Demon Slayer, considering what happens later in the series. Well played.
Let's see
I'm
here.
still on season 1 because I have a lot of stuff going on and I can't pick a show to watch.
Christ.
Like it says here, let me see here. The caption, it reads, "The Komodo family, the demon Muzan, stories eternally entwined, a rivalry destined to burn through generations. There are two sides to all things. Heaven and hell will meet as blood will spill in the snow. The Hashira of the Demon Slayer Corps keep Muzan's beasts at bay for now, his power growing and his thirst for revenge as relentless as ever. Can the Demon Slayers keep what little peace remains? Can Tanjiro learn the secrets of his family's Hinokami Kagura, the dance of the fire god?" Holy
When I die, can you like read my obituary at my funeral, dude?
It would be between me and Angel. I know for a fact that
Angel will read your obituary. Juan can read you bedtime stories.
And then she was all like, make sure that my mausoleum has a perfect replication of my magnificent ass.
And I don't know if you're attending any type of school or not, but I can help narrate any chapter for any subject, and I'll guarantee that you will pass your exams.
Great. Well, I want to be a mortician, so
that works.
Perfect. we'll get you the hookup.
There we go. Bet.
Holy crap. Holy crap. And this is there's like I said, this whole convention is a smorgasbord of fun and madness here. Legend of Traveling TARDIS is over here saying, "I can honestly say I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11. God almighty. And
honey, where are my pants?
Oh, hey, look at that. We found your pants. Series over. Get the fuck out of here.
As someone who works from home, pants are non-existent. I wear shorts around the house because it's hot, but I haven't worn jeans in a lounge.
Of course.
Sadly, I'm not allowed to experience that. The boss requires a certain level of, not quite professionalism, but a certain level of give a shit for my 9 to 5. That being said, it's a good thing he does. I'm lucky I'm even wearing pants at all.
That
just means your boss sucks.
Cosplay.
It's not fair. He gets to wear shorts, and then he keeps making excuses like, "Oh no, I broke my leg during that football game," and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. You can't fool me with that cast,
and
that medical
notification,
and that ambulance that picked you up on Thursday."
Wow, you got the weirdest work life. I am not looking forward to returning to office life. It is not going to be fun. Well,
My office is like 3 hours away, so I don't have to unless like I'm dying. I can't go to my office, so I'm stuck at home.
Like legitimately, it's not like it's too terribly far for either myself or Jose to go to our offices. It's like maybe 15 minutes away from where we are if there's bad traffic.
Stupid close.
I just don't want to have to get dressed for people. I don't want to put on a human cosplay, okay? The shit wears off. There's only so many variations. I can't get the smell of stale air conditioning and cubicle off of it for weeks at a time. It's soul crushing. I prefer to work at home if I can. But like what will continue to be fun, however, thank God, is going to be another one of the live events. Let's see here. Live from Tampa, Florida. It's Metro Night Live. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's the sketch comedy show, late night sketch comedy, raunchy, ridiculous, friggin' what do you call it? A stage show of nothing but comedy bits.
If you ever watch Saturday Night Live, that's basically it.
Except
I was gonna say it's literally SNL, but
MetroCon and good actually.
Is MetroCon with people that actually have a sense of humor?
Yes.
Yes.
A rare find. Difficult to obtain nowadays, I heard.
I was going to say, Juancho, you used to watch Saturday Night Live a lot.
I did.
Yes.
And then they stopped being funny. That's why I used to watch Saturday Night Live.
Once upon a time, he too consumed the product. But then the product turned to shit. It's a tale that's old as time.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
I stopped watching TV because there's nothing good on anymore. The good stuff I watch on my phone. Everything else I'm just like, YouTube.
Yeah, that's actually
TV is one of those things that has been losing the fight against the streaming services for far too long. And it feels like no matter what they do, they cannot seem to escape the hole.
Well, they dug themselves into it, and they've got only themselves to blame for not keeping up with the times.
This Netflix thing will never take off. What's the worst that could happen? Why are we broke?
Let's see here. Their little byline here. You are entering a world of humor and spookiness. A world of silly cosplay and memes. Do not attempt to adjust your convention guide. We control the vertical and the horizontal, the font and the kerning. Prepare to enter the world of the Metro Night Zone. Like, did they just like blend the intro of the Outer Limits and the Twilight Zone into an opening for Saturday Night Live?
I think so.
It would seem so.
So that was actually clever.
Having a stroke.
Because that was actually fucking clever. Good Lord. How about that? But yeah, no.
I've always wanted to be on cast for them, but you see the way that I'm set up. No.
Makes sense.
It can be a bit daunting, I will say that. And Jose, you actually have experience with working as part of the cast and crew for MetroCon's stage shows. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it? Obviously, we don't want you to...
No, I do.
Obviously, we don't want you to break any sort of NDAs, but then again, you were on there like, 4 years ago or something? So you're not giving away anything that wasn't already discussed.
Reveal your secrets.
Hang on a minute, folks. Hang on. All right, let me give my take. I was on MetroCon cast for 2017 and for 2018, mainly just filling in background roles for the Masquerade Ball and for the chess match. I can say, without any hint of ego, without any hint of sarcasm, that I have worked with possibly, like, outside of the Ravens flock, the best cast and crew, doing all these shows, like the people that perform for these shows, like the folks who I've had the pleasure of working with, the privilege of working with and befriend. These guys really do put all of their efforts into bringing these shows to life. No joke.
So yeah, I guess that encapsulates it, Joe. You were just saying that they were all excellent professionals and they were all
I highly encourage that if you're going to MetroCon, to check these shows out and give your time to those shows, because these guys really do an excellent job in working hours and hours endlessly to hone their craft, get everything said, and tell a story.
My personal favorite is that time that they risked tetanus for several hours by working on that factory filled to the brim with rusty metal. Remember that?
Holy crap.
What?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no. This one time, I cannot say much of the details because I figure they want to keep this a secret, but in order to practice, they need privacy. So Joe one time told me to meet the team, and turns out that they were so pressed for space, but they decided, no. The show will go on, and we will practice whatever we can. So they did their practice on the empty area of this huge abandoned factory. There was enough rusty metal there to create 75 medical lawsuits. It was great.
And miraculously, nobody got injured or sick because of it.
Well, yeah, no, it was just practice, and they knew better than to get themselves into any danger. But it's pretty funny that you walk into basically a Resident Evil stage, and there's just a bunch of dudes talking about cosplay and going, and yeah, no, you gotta do this backflip this way, otherwise you're gonna break your neck.
Holy crap.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was fun.
I noticed.
I'm both concerned and intrigued.
I'm noticing a very distinct lack of refutation there, Jose. I suppose that's you can confirm that was indeed something that the Metro casting crew had to deal with as part of the creative process, was just literally just finding a big enough space to work and practice.
Well, yes, obviously they do need to find a bigger space to work. There's not like I'm not gonna pretend to know what they're thinking of or their thought process, but like if you're hosting like weekly rehearsals for multiple shows with so many people showing up to participate and to do their stuff, you do need a big space.
It's amazing how difficult it is to find space to practice the shows. People tend to underestimate just how much time they need to actually practice this stuff. Contrary to popular belief, convention centers are expensive and they are not available 24/7. So when you gotta get the show working, you gotta work with whatever you can find.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like personally, like I'm part of a burlesque troupe, and sometimes it's really hard for us to try to find like studio space, like a dance studio, just to get rehearsals in. And again, there's the thing of, oh well, say the MetroCon staff gets an allotted square footage of people. What if half of those people don't show up and they could have done with a smaller space? So it's always like it's there's no perfect formula for getting rehearsal stuff together. I've never been on cast. I do want to do it one day whenever I'm not busy, because right now I'm between working full time and just everything else I have going on. I physically would not have been able to do any rehearsals or anything. But I know that I knew someone who was on cast, and I know it was sometimes hard to actually get stuff done.
No, I could totally understand. I could totally understand that, coming from background myself in doing short films, student films, helping folks practice for smaller stage shows at other conventions throughout the years, and filming sketch comedies as well. My favorite time was when I would help out in the cast and crew of Mecha Chocobo back when they were a thing. Long may it live on in the memories of the deranged and the damned.
I miss it so.
I know, but its time has come and gone. We must move on. I'm seeing over here, Mr. Geek Me Out is on the chat as well. Mr. Geek Me Out is asking, are you going to Tampa Bay Comic Convention? Yes and no. Officially, the Ravens flock cannot function over at Tampa Bay Comic Con, namely because we would not be able to get press access over there to save our lives. We've tried. The Tampa Bay Comic Con doesn't like the Ravens flock. I don't know. Maybe they're in the pockets of Auntie Susan, who also doesn't like us as well.
TBCC changed ownership.
Yeah, that's true.
So you could probably do it in the future.
It wouldn't hurt to try it. Worst case scenario, they'll say no, and then we'll do that thing when we committed identity theft. Again.
No,
don't
actually,
worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Actually, it wasn't identity.
I'm not commenting on that matter, Angel.
Actually, it wasn't identity theft. It was more along the lines of gate crashing for Tampa Bay Comic Con.
Oh, I'm not talking
identity
about that.
theft? What?
No.
Are we committing felonies here?
No.
It was consensual identity theft.
Goodness, listen. Felony is such a harsh word. We possess something more educated to pursue the sensibilities that fit us. At the end of the day, we are only humble YouTubers. We are not criminals. So I would appreciate if you please do not insult my sensitivity with such words, okay? It is not a felony.
It's more of a aggressive personality change negotiation.
You jackass! I can't believe you. Oh my god!
Wow.
It's not a crime if we never got caught.
I will not confirm nor deny any of those statements, Angel.
I will co-sign on the philosophy of if nobody saw it, it didn't happen.
See, there you
Exactly.
It didn't happen.
What a smart girl.
go. Also, Legend
No one saw
Traveling
that
TARDIS.
happens to all those children when I drove really fast by that school crossing.
Angel, what the
Nobody
fuck?
saw
man?
it. It didn't happen.
It's okay.
It was at night.
Also,
What the fuck were they
Legend
doing
Traveling
crossing the school
TARDIS
street at night?
was trying to say something on here. They were trying to say, you said weird, creamy substance, Angel.
Interpret my words as you will. I have no right to tell you what to say or what to think.
No, only the arrogant assumption that your opinions are always the correct ones, no matter what, even though
They are not
they are
opinions.
not by virtue of being opinions. They can
Of
be-
course, which is why I don't say opinions. I simply spit facts.
You still no. You've said that your opinions are the correct ones. You've said that.
Juan, you're not
I
gonna
got
win this
video.
argument.
I can pull
I
it
have
up.
never
To be
called
fair,
them
if you can-
opinions.
To be fair, if you can back it up with facts, is it really just an opinion?
Yes,
Ah.
and the fact is that I have yet to be proven wrong. But
You're-
that is not important. What is important right now is the fact that I have my doubts regarding the con in particular. Mainly the fact that, as we knew from the previous con we experienced, and let's be honest, this is going to happen. There's going to be a massive influx of people. In fact, I dare say, how many people were in the previous con? In the previous time this con was around, how many visitors did they have?
I'm not.
Are we
sure.
talking MetroCon specifically?
I think I could.
want to
find
narrow
out.
it down. Please check that out.
Last year they were actually. It was. I don't know what the attendance was, but it was not crowded because they actually were doing because this was during a time when the mask mandate was up.
Yes, but now it is not.
I'm actually pulling up, according to Wikipedia, so you can take this for what it's worth, the attendance numbers, the final attendance numbers that were reported on Wikipedia for 2021 was 12,153 people. So
Very impressive.
No,
Now,
yeah.
based on what we saw for the previous big con we went to, I predict that there's going to be at least 1.5 more people than that.
1.5 times as many. You think we're going to be flooded with maybe 18,000 people at the convention?
I believe so. Mind you, I am being generous for the sake of spitballing here, but I believe we're going to be getting that amount, if not more, because now that the mask mandate has been relaxed and the conditions in Florida have been somewhat elevated to some measure of peace and stability, people are desperate to return to what they wanted before. They are desperate to go back to the original, and they're going to be running like crazy into this con. I am expecting enormous, monumental quantities of visitors.
So something you have to remember is they aren't requiring masks this year. They're heavily encouraged, but in order to attend Metro this year, you either have to have proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test.
Which actually
Those
That
should be
could
easy enough to
also-
obtain, thankfully.
Which-
Yeah, it's pretty easy nowadays, but like they're all I'm sorry, I was trying to adjust myself. My legs are like Rice Krispies. But you have to remember, like there are a handful of people. I mean, I'm sorry, I have a stutter sometimes. What I was trying to say before my brain started haywiring was, despite because even with the mask mandate last year, I knew a lot of people who literally, I'm not even kidding, by the second half of the first day, they stopped checking for masks and for this because remember last year you had the sticker thing. They stopped checking. So
No surprises
and-
there.
yeah, because I had a friend who was like, oh, I don't want to go, the mask mandate, and we're like, yo, what's a mask? Because ain't nobody wearing any in here. And they did end up going. So it's like, well, that's one thing I also had not a problem with, but like my whole thing is don't be like, oh, you need a thing of vaccination and this, that, and the third, and you say people had to go out the way to do it, and you're like, oh, we're just letting anybody in at this point. It's like, then what's the point?
Then what was the point of that? Well, I hope that they're a little bit more stringent this time around. I know that the mask mandate and all that jazz has been relaxed. I was actually going to address that in a moment over here. I pulled it up. I'm seeing Bunda's up in the chat. Hello, Bunda.
Hello,
Welcome
Bunda.
to this
How are you
week's
doing,
edition
bro?
of the Blackfiles. He's asking, are y'all going to watch Thor, Love and Thunder? Depending on our budgets and depending on... I'm broke, so I can't watch it right now. So that's your answer.
Same.
I'm gonna be broke for a while too. We'll most likely catch it on Disney Plus if we get the chance to.
And
I always wait for things on Disney Plus. Why pay for it when you can get it for free?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or-
They are
or
gonna
free.
catch it on Disney Plus. I'm just going to steal it.
Yo-ho.
I'm just gonna take somebody else's Disney Plus. Is it
Yes.
stealing if you get permission though?
It's not
No,
stealing if you have
Then
permission.
it's just it's just merely borrowing if that's the case.
Just like identity theft. It's stealing if you got
Exactly.
permission. Now, and
Call the FBI. Now, this man is dangerous.
let me see. And Traveling TARDIS, they're saying that they will be at Tampa Bay Comic-Con. So, well, if you're going to be there, Traveling TARDIS, we'll be happy to see you then. Let me see. Bunda's just saying, just sneak into the freaking movie theater. If there was no COVID, I would still wear a mask because it's Florida.
Well, true. It is Florida.
Yeah.
And the weak are meant to perish in Florida. But we
I
understand.
swear, Floridians crack me up because once Universal opened up with the mask mandate, we were sitting in one of the areas where you can take off your mask if you want, but you have to be socially distanced. And I was pulling my mask up, and I don't know what happened. I was drinking something, but I wasn't coughing because I was sick.
All right.
So
So,
I
and then from what happened from there... ugh,
Oh,
yeah.
I coughed, and the employee looked at me like I had I don't know,
Like,
smallpox or something, and backed up.
Filth!
Get
How
Yeah.
dare you stand in my presence, you inferior
Yeah.
failure of a con swallow! Get away from me!
Wow.
Basically,
Wow.
like, they looked at
Joel.
me like I dishonored their ancestors, and I'm just like, cool.
Like, dishonored onto you? Dishonor
Dishonor
on
on
your
your
cow?
cow!
God. Yeah, that
Disgusting.
sounds right.
But yes, ironically enough, that employer was probably in far more danger than you were. The COVID seems to be in this bizarre swinging state, what is either the most dangerous thing in the world or a mild cough, depending on where you're standing at any given time, where the wind blows. So all that people can do is just take their precautions and hope, maybe.
Well, here's another thing about it. Again, Florida.
Yes.
Again, is another trip to Universal. I have a Universal annual pass. So I haven't been going as much as work, but I used to go almost every week or at least twice a week.
Right.
Still, mask mandate. And your social distance in the queues. All of a sudden, I feel something on me, and I was in the Spider-Man queue right in the beginning where the projection is, and I feel like somebody leaning on me. And at first, COVID or not, I have anxiety. So whenever people are crowded around me, I will start freaking out. So I turned around to ask them to step off of me. It was a couple making out. Like the girl was leaning on me, and it was full on just.
Christ.
And when I cleared my throat and moved up, and they gave me the look of death. Like I did something. I'm just like, oh.
Like, excuse me. All right, you guys are the ones who are over here playing tonsil hockey right up in my grill. Can you, PDA, you're fine, but can you back the fuck off? Like,
Fun fact.
breathing
according to
room.
the
I know you
record-
two don't want it for yourselves, but can I just, leave 5 feet for Jesus? I don't know, whatever. Holy
Fun
crap.
fact. According to the unofficial rules of the Bro Code, public displays of affection that inconvenience their people are encouraged to be cock-blocked. So next time you see that happen, don't even bother clearing your throat. Just shoulder tackle them into traffic.
Yeah,
Holy
that works
crap.
too.
Well,
That being
Nobody
said,
will condemn you. The judge will call it self-defense.
you were
I am the
saying,
judge.
Jose.
It's me.
That being said, there is something very important that we do need to address that coincidentally that coincides with the MetroCon weekend.
I was going to bring that up. But I did have to, just since we were talking about the COVID bits, since we were talking about all this jazz, I have to bring this up as a matter of principle. from the office of the current of the CEO of MetroCon, Alex Craddock. By the way, hi Alex.
Hello, Alex.
Enjoy the free
Hello.
publicity courtesy of the Ravens flock. Saying this was posted earlier this month, July 1st. Hi everyone. We have worked very hard with the city and local health and vet officials to finalize our COVID-19 policies for MetroCon 2022. The important bits are proof of full vaccination or negative COVID test with 72 hours will be required to pick up your passes at registration. Masks are strongly encouraged throughout the event, meaning not mandated, but they are encouraged. And if you click on the little link on there as part of the as part of the post, show your vaccine card, or show like a verified COVID test. Either digital or printed results from a rapid test or a PCR test administered by any authorized COVID-19 testing location within 72 hours. Meaning you can't just pick up an at-home test, get it done like a month in advance, and say, oh, I just took this 3 days ago. No, they need one from a testing
Go to a
center.
CVS. Takes like
exactly.
2 weeks and it costs
CVS and
you
Walgreens
nothing.
do it for free.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I got mine done. Took like 3 seconds.
And for folks who like to ask, is it like, I'm glad that they covered this part in the full article. Is it a HIPAA violation to ask about COVID vaccines? Answer, no. Any organization can ask any employee, customer, or relevant third party whether or not they have been vaccinated against COVID-19 without violating HIPAA. HIPAA mandates that healthcare providers and health insurance companies cannot disclose certain medical information without your consent. The rule extends to some related medical fields, but it does not protect non-medical businesses from asking for your vaccination status.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
private
trying to tell
company,
people-
essentially.
Yeah, like this kind of. Sorry,
You're fine.
I was talking
Okay.
when I heard a noise. Yeah, no, I have a lot of disorders. One of them being the ADHD, and I was changing my dog's puppy pad, and the noise kind of rattles me for some reason. Like it interrupts my thought process. I had to explain that to people though. They're like, it's violating my rights. I'm like, no, it's not, because
Kind of no.
Because you have no rights. Get back to work, slave.
Get
That-
back to
that
work, you
too.
wage fiend. Get out of here.
And I try to explain to somebody, I'm like, it's not violating HIPAA rights. HIPAA rights would be if they're asking your doctor to release your medical records against your consent. HIPAA
Exactly.
is literally to protect people. So say like my mother calls the hospital, even though she's my mother and even though she's listed as my emergency contact, they cannot give her my medical records unless I consent to it. Whether she's on my, whether she's my emergency contact, even if she was right in front of me and she asked me, for medical records, they're going to be like, is she okay with it? When I went to my doctor, my mom was sitting in the room with me, and she was asking me a question. And she looked and she goes, "Mom, you have to leave the room." And she was like, "Why? I'm her daughter." Or I'm her daughter. I'm her
That's
mother.
exactly why you had to leave the room. There's a weird genetic aberration that brings your mom into a daughter. We
You
gotta fix
dope.
that right away. Something has gone terribly wrong.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to go there.
Thank you, Angel, for
But-
pulling the rug off of the seriousness of the story.
Oh no, it's not that serious. But like, she was asking me the simple question of, "Are you sexually active? Are you on birth control? Blah blah blah." And she was just like, "Listen, it's your right if you want her in the room or not. If you don't want her in the room, she has to leave. If you want her there, I don't know if that's on you." But like, people think that, oh, because oh my god, they take an inch and go around the freaking world. I swear I can't. I worked in customer service a lot too, so I've had people tell me one thing. I'm
We've
like, no,
all
sir.
done. We've all served our terms of service, our sentences, our punitive sentences in the world of customer service. You're amongst friends. You go right ahead. Don't worry.
We know
so
that
I'm
feel.
just like when I'm happy to explain, for example, I currently work at home, but I work for an answering service. So when I have to repeat myself more than once, I usually get very I'm trying to say aggravated and agitated at the same time. But it's kind of like,
Pissed off.
Valid.
but like it's like when you're trying to explain something to, like, my thing is, if I have to explain something to you like you're a toddler and you're a grown adult, then we have a problem. I shouldn't have to dumb it down for you when it's already in black and white, So
You
the
would
whole
think so.
so the whole, oh, it violates my rights. Like, there's being misinformed and then there's being ignorant, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like you can explain it to them. Like you can explain it to some folks a million times. Like this isn't how HIPAA works. This is not a violation of HIPAA of your HIPAA rights. If HIPAA is to keep from like insurance company to ask about your medical information without your consent, for like it has nothing to do with this. Like no, but my rights and my like. Okay, you're clearly not listening. You clearly don't care. Thank you. Bye. Go away. Take your business somewhere else.
Like you're well in your right to not want to get vaccinated and not wear a mask, but you cannot also get mad at private organizations such as conventions and even if it's a Walmart, even if it's a Walmart or Target, just because it's a corporate organization doesn't mean that, it's private. Technically, it's private property. So as long as you're on their property, you have to abide by their rules. Like,
if you don't like it, you can go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You might consider this a simple extension of the simple policy of no shirts, no shoes, no service. It's that simple. You are free to walk around without shoes. Nobody is free to welcome you into the building without shoes.
Yeah. So that's my issue. It's just I don't like it when people try to force but it's my right. It is your right to not wear a mask.
It's also our right to refuse service, but that's against my right. No, it ain't. You don't want to follow our rules, then you can go. Bye-bye.
It's like, when you go on an airline, certain airlines for some reason like to police what people can wear and be like, hey, that skirt is, 2 centimeters too short. Either change or you're not going on a flight. Just because you paid for your service doesn't mean they're obligated to give it to you just because you paid for it. There's rules and terms to it.
Exactly.
It's called the TOS, but like for real life.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And before we get to the other point that we need to address, Zay, which I'm going to need you to help me out with, I'm going to address the chat real quick. Bunda is asking, when are you guys getting monetized? Answer, soon. Very soon. We're counting on you folks to check us out and to subscribe to the Ravens Flock, but we're also asking for folks to spread the word. We've hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers, but apparently folks haven't been watching enough of the Ravens Flock in order to justify being among the cool kids yet. So,
which is why we recommend that you go ahead and go back to our previous episodes. We have an entire extensive library of all of our episodes from all of our shows here on this channel.
Exactly. And Bunda was following that up with saying you guys need a super chat button. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to need one. The moment we get
once we get big enough, we'll be more than happy to fleece our beloved listeners for everything they're worth. But for now, we'll be satisfied with the fact that we have listeners. So by all means, keep listening. Every moment that you spend viewing and listening to us is another moment that we get closer, ever closer from escaping the cool clutches of Auntie Susan.
Indeed. Thank you for that, Angel. I'm also seeing The Joseph Santos is on the chat. Hello, The Joseph Santos. Welcome to the Blackfiles. They're saying, quote, encouraged to be cock-blocked. Perfect. Ha. He's laughing along with you. And Mr. Geek Me Out was saying, watch out for the monkeypox. Oh, God. Don't get me started with that madness.
Don't worry. We'll be fine.
TRAVELING was saying,
we survive everything this country has thrown us at this point. We'll survive monkeys, too.
Well, don't be so surprised. Those damn dirty apes, they'll do anything.
Yeah, I know. I don't like the Saiyans either, but they are useful for what they're supposed to be doing.
God damn it, Angel. You and your voicing. Shelly Fitzgerald is on the chat. Hello, Shelly Fitzgerald. Welcome to the Blackfiles. Let's see here. Legend of Traveling TARDIS is saying, shame on me. I've never been to Metro. When and where is it? Well, it's in Tampa, Florida. It's at the Tampa Convention Center. And this year, MetroCon is on Saturday. It's Friday through Sunday, July 15th through the 17th. Like we said, at the Tampa Convention Center in downtown Tampa, Florida. Let's see here. And the Joseph Santos saying, I have not mastered your co-host's accent. I am not worthy. Dude, no one's going to master Angel's accent. It's something that's acquired. It's something that's earned. It's not something that
subconsciously changes to confuse people even further.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Wasn't MetroCon 4 days at some point?
Yes. MetroCon was for a few years a 4-day convention. Let me see here. When did they bump it up from 3 to 4?
I think it was last year that they stopped doing the 4 days, right?
Yes, last year they stopped doing 4 days. Then 2019 was the last 4-day version of the con. Let me see here. Okay, 15. Yeah, so it was from 2015 through to 2019 when MetroCon was 4 days long. So they had an explosive amount of success, an explosive amount of attendance. So they figured that 3 days wasn't enough. They went ahead and sprung for 4, miraculously. But then when the numbers started coming in, it wasn't quite keeping pace with that. That's the only thing that I can imagine. This is just my conjecture. I'm just going by the record number for MetroCon. Like they didn't post how many. They didn't post how much the attendance was for 2015 or 16 or 18 yet. But 2017 was. Let me put it this way. 2014 was. Was 3 days, and that was 11,776. 2017 was a 4-day convention version of it, and that was 11,604. So adding the additional day to it, the Thursday, didn't do much from what I could see as far as a number standpoint to bolster the attendance or bolster the revenue on it, which is why I'm guessing they were like, okay, let's go ahead and reconcentrate and refocus to sticking to 3 days. That way we can focus all our work on just the 3 days, and it'll help make things easier for the attendance as well. That's
Makes sense.
I mean, kudos to them
it would
for
not be the
trying
first
a new
time a
idea.
con that size tries something new.
Whoa. Everybody just jumped in at once. Jose first.
Okay, I was going to say, well, first of all, minor kudos to MetroCon for at least trying an idea, throwing something in the wall and see if it stuck, even if it didn't stick.
All right.
I mean, see if it sticks, even if it didn't stick.
All right. Okay, Angel, you're next.
Oh, no, I was just actually agreeing with him on that one. It is not unknown for businesses to try something that doesn't quite pan out, but at least they did try something. Who knows? Depending on how the population changes or how things go around, and depending on how many other small cons maybe devour by the looming situation. Who knows? They might one day be able to put it back to the level and get back their investments. But yeah, I can see why that one would work. Ultimately, people only have so much time to spend on a certain location, and more importantly, burnout is a thing.
Right, so Psychotic Beauty, since you brought up the 4-day version of the con, I guess that gives you the details on it. I don't know if you had anything more you wanted to ask about that before Jose and I move on to the elephant in the room.
Yeah, no, I legitimately thought it was a fever dream. So I was just like, wait a minute, please help me, because I also have really bad. So just a little background me. I've had plenty of concussions in the last couple of years, so my memory is also really bad. So I will misthink stuff, if that's a word. So I'm just like, was it, because I know Tampa Bay Comic Con was also 4 days at one point. So I was like, was I missing them up, or?
No, you weren't misremembering. Thankfully, it was just like, they had it for a few years. They wanted to make it work. It wasn't working out, and then they just stopped making it being 4 days, and it brought it back down to 3. So
it be what it is.
I honestly think 4 days for a con, depending on how big it is, like Dragon Con's like 5 days. I still haven't been to Dragon Con, but from what I heard, it's like 5 or 6 days. Oh, it's almost a whole week. So it's like, when it's something as big as that, it makes sense. But like something like MetroCon, that's a little bit smaller, is more of a local con. Not a lot of people come out of state from it. I feel like that's a lot of days for not a lot of things. They did, I'm not gonna lie, they did put a lot of activities for people to do. It wasn't overwhelming and wasn't underwhelming. I feel like when they did the 4 days, did 1 year when it was 4 days. This would be my 3rd year of doing Metro. But I feel like even with the 4 days and the 3 days, both experiences were both good in their own. Like there wasn't too much that I missed or too little that I, wanted to do.
No, I get you. Well, at least we know for a fact that as far as the cons go, it hasn't diminished its value on there. I guess they were just expecting, and I'm trying to look at it strictly business wise. I guess they were expecting that with the 4th day added to it for Thursdays, since folks always go to the venues and to the conventions like the day ahead in order to pick up their tickets and all that. They probably figured it's instead of having that be a day 0 as it's been colloquially called among the con community, make it an actual official day for the con, get people into the convention center proper, get panels, get stuff to do, and get people in and get the party started a little earlier. If it worked out, that's fine. If not, then they can't say they didn't try, and so they can revisit that sometime in the future. So hats to them for that. Joseph, let's go ahead and, like I said, let's address that elephant in the room, shall we?
Yeah, let's go right ahead. Whoop. So, and this is something that Juan actually brought to my attention, I believe it was yesterday, that at the same time, while MetroCon will be going on, there's going to be another convention that's going to be happening in the same weekend, in the same town, in the same downtown area. And unfortunately, this is not a good sign.
All right, I'm going to share the link.
What con was it again?
Oh no, this isn't a con. This is something else that's going to be happening here, folks. It was reported on Friday last week. It was reported on Friday on Creative Loafing that there's going to be a very interesting group hosting their own national summit at the Water Street Marriott in downtown Tampa.
I have the full detail right here. Let me go ahead and read it off.
And that's going to be the conservative group Moms for Liberty. They're an anti-LGBTQ group.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, let me go ahead and read off the details since I've rarely spoken here, Wancho, if you don't mind.
By all means, Mr. Fearless Leader, I shall yield the floor to you while I scroll the article for our viewing public.
Okay, you don't have to patronize me, but let's go on.
I'm not patronizing. I am paying tribute.
Okay. So, yes, as the headline reads here from the article from Creative Loafing, after participating in Pride Month, the Marriott will now host the Tampa Conference for Anti-LGBTQ Group. Conservative group Moms for Liberty, interesting name, will be hosting their national summit at Tampa's Water Street Marriott in downtown later this month. Let's see here. Despite the Marriott marketing to the LGBTQ community and being plus a community and being an active Pride Month participant, its Tampa Water Street Hotel will turn the page in July and welcome an event organized by a known anti-LGBTQ plus group. Let's see here. Media Matters for America points out that from July 14th to the 17th, the hotel will welcome a 3-day national summit for quote-unquote joyful warriors organized by the Melbourne-based nonprofit Moms for Liberty. Claiming to advocate for parental rights in schools, Moms for Liberty has campaigned against books and curriculum that include subjects like gender and sexuality, including literature about LGBTQ plus rights and history. The group has also rallied against COVID-19 restrictions, plus books about discrimination and quote-unquote critical race theory.
Let's see here. The program director at Media Matters from the LGBTQ scene, Ari Drennan, told Creative Loafing, "quote It's just not reasonable for Marriott to pretend like it stands with the LGBTQ community during 1 month and then the next week take money from the people who are basically calling for our destruction. Marriott can't have their cake and eat it too when it comes to supporting LGBTQ people and benefiting from the money that LGBTQ travelers fund." In 2014, Marriott International launched its hashtag Love Travels campaign. 4 years later, the campaign pledged to donate $500,000 to, quote, groups and individuals advocating for inclusion, equality, and peace and human rights. God almighty. It's but campaign finance data from 2018 to today shows that Marriott International Inc. has also donated at least $180,000 to Florida-based conservative-leaning political action committees and candidates. Marriott International only donated $5,000 to left-leaning political action committees in the same time frame. It's no secret that Florida's conservative lawmakers have weaponized those funds to help pass legislation like the so-called Don't Say Gay bill, championed by Governor Ron DeSantis, who's actually set to speak at Moms for Liberty Summit in Tampa. Despite its political activity, Marriott has earned a 100% score in 2022's annual Corporate Equality Index from the Human Rights Campaign, the largest LGBTQ plus advocacy and lobbying group in the country for the 9th year in a row. Creative Loafin reached out to HRC to see if its welcoming of Moms for Liberty might affect that score. We'll update this post if we hear back. Besides DeSantis, many of the other speakers at Moms for Liberty's Tampa Marriott Summit have voiced support for anti-LGBTQ plus legislation and ideology. So I'm gonna stop for the article from there. I'm gonna go ahead and try to put the link for the article in the chat. Although the character length is a little long. So I'm going to try one more time over here. Actually, give me a second. I'm going to see if I can do a thingy here. Because I want people to be able to read this on their time and spread the word, because that's some bullshit and shenanigans, if one were so inclined. But holy Lord almighty. Yeah, this is not a good sign. This is not a good look for these fuckers.
So here's the thing, a little bit of a history when it comes to MetroCon.
Here's the article link, folks. It's in the group chat. It's on the chat for the YouTube stream. Go ahead and read it at your leisure. But Jose, go ahead.
So for those who attend MetroCon annually, it's an annual tradition that there's always crazy like religious people outside that protest outside the convention, and we really don't sweat them because they're crazy and kooky and they don't make any sense, and we just pass by them like, okay, whatever, yeah, you're there, let's just continue to have fun and do what we do.
Yeah. As long as they stay on the sidewalk, and they can stay on the public sidewalk, as long as they're not obstructing entrance or exit from the premises, as long as they're not trying to bash anybody with the goddamn signs of burning in hell and all that shit. Chant and protest to your heart's content. People are still going to dress up like cosplay.
However, with this now going on, and as chaotic as this nation has been for as of late, this is going to escalate the stupid. This is going to double down on the stupid and the anti-Semitism, because the entire area.
What does that have to do with the Jews?
Joseph, anti-Semitism? What?
Okay, not anti-Semitism. Sorry, wrong term.
You mean homophobia?
Homophobia.
What?
Yeah.
I was about to say. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure what the Jews had to do with this, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at this point, anything is possible. But anyways, the point that I'm trying to get is that next weekend, the entire downtown Tampa Convention Center area is going to be crowded as fuck, for better or worse. There will be con attendees, which is good. However, there will also be anti-LGBTQ plus people outside as well, because who knows if this whole 3-day conferencing is going to be packed, and who knows if they're going to choose to also, make their stance outside of the Marriott hotel area.
Indeed. In a perfect world, they would keep their stupidity to themselves and simply stick to their own spaces. But unfortunately, it is likely that they might in fact try to interfere with the con itself. They might decide to, in your words, fuck around and find out.
All right.
So here's the thing about that too. The Marriott literally has a whole MetroCon block, so you're renting out a whole block to people because honestly, I mean, I find that the con community is a majority of LGBTQ plus, because in my years of cosplaying, I've run into a lot of people who the cosplay community has encouraged them to come out, whether it's bi, gay, trans, non-binary, not polyamorous, pansexual. Wow, how did I forget that?
It's okay. It's okay. It's tough to keep track of everybody.
Yeah, so it's like conventions are, not notorious, but like it's a place where people come to express themselves and actually be who they want to be and be comfortable in their own skin, and to host something right after something like Pride Month and anti-LGBTQ doesn't really look good on you. On top of that, a lot of anti-LGBTQ people, they do, like everyone knows who goes to Tampa Convention Center, because it happens at Metro. It has a Tampa Bay Comic Con. people will stand there and yell obscenities at you because of your choice. You can literally be walking around as freaking Goku and they'll just like, you're gay, and it's like, sir, I'm in cosplay, what are you talking about?
There's nothing gayer than Dragon Ball. This is common knowledge.
No, you're right. Dragon Ball is one of the gayest and happiest, most exciting shonen animes.
It's a bunch of men fighting over balls.
Exactly.
Big, buff, beautiful men swinging their fists at each other to fight for big, shiny balls that will grant them their wish.
Yeah. Nothing straight about that at all.
And here's the thing. I have, different friends in different age groups. And a lot of people think it's weird because I'm also, I grew up being bullied. I grew up not having somebody to be there. So I also, in a way, like to act as like a role model or mentor towards like the younger groups. If I'm walking around and there's like I see an obvious, not a C, but like if I encounter a younger cosplayer who they look like they're unsure what's going on, they're obviously in an uncomfortable position. I'm always like, listen, here's my information. If you need something, I'm there. That's what it is.
Props.
Nowadays, those kids are using their voice. They're learning to speak out. So it's a lot easier to get a rise out of a younger kid who's just learning the rules of the world rather than an adult who's going to look at you like, your views are your views. I don't give a shit. You didn't pay for my cosplay. I did. This is, $300 worth of fabric on my body. I'm going to go cosplay. You sit here and be angry while I go look fabulous. But anyway, it's like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I find it to be in a way dangerous just because you don't know who's going to be there doing what. So you don't know, you might say, one of these people at the summit might say the wrong thing to the wrong person and boom, there's a whole riot.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's the thing that we're worried about over here, that, tensions will rise, nerves will fray, and someone is going to end up making the smallest mistake. Either somebody attending MetroCon might decide that, hey, it's 5:00 somewhere, I'm gonna go ahead and get sauced up and see if I can get a rise out of these Karens, or the Karens, the moms for liberty. That's not an oxymoron if ever I read one. Are going to decide, hey, there's a bunch of free-spirited nerds not only staying in our same hotel, but they're across the street over here at the convention center. Why should they have all this fun? It's such a big venue. That should be a place for our ideals and our stuff. Let's go show them what it's for, and decide to try to crash the party or something like that, or they decide to try to cause somebody grief over there.
Exactly. I apologize for interrupting, but it's almost 11:30. And due to my time weight of work, I have to exit the podcast now. My apologies.
You're all right.
Okay, Angel, do you want to give me any final thoughts on this situation before you go?
On your end. We'll keep going until we're done.
I want to remain positive and believe that the sheer slaughter of Karens on their side would actually keep the violence to a minimum. But we cannot predict anything. I simply encourage any congoer to keep their distance, do not engage the idiots, and let them fuck around and find out. Do not initiate any aggression, no matter what they say or what they shout, because that is what they want. And they can and will use any attempt of aggression to martyr themselves. Simply go to the con, enjoy the con, wash your hands, and wipe your ass. Usual as it goes, have fun, and spend plenty of money on overpriced foreign merchandise, like you always do. See, she knows I'm right. Everyone, it has been a pleasure hanging with you today. Especially you, Miss Beauty. I thank you kindly for taking the time to join us, and I hope that you will remain a faithful listener to our content. That, I hope, will continue to entertain you as such. My bros, thank you kindly for your time. I'll be seeing you this Saturday.
All right, we'll see you Saturday,
course,
Angel. You
Absolutely.
have yourself a good night, man.
Yeah.
All right, so getting back on the subject here, something I'm very, very worried about, and I'm very concerned, and I believe that my concerns are justified. And people on the internet who are listening right now, you can say that I'm reaching, but I fear that, like I said, in light of everything that's going on, I feel that like something very, very, very chaotic and very evil might happen next weekend with everything that's going on.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I completely agree, because there's a lot of violence in this like day and age. Like there's gonna be that one idiot that's gonna be all, "Dur her, I'm strong person, I can take you," And like again, like the whole I can see a riot breaking out, and it's just everyone's entitled to their views, but once those views becomes harmful to somebody in the sense that you're trying to take away a safe space, you're trying to make people feel uncomfortable, you're trying to essentially push out a minority of people because they don't live up to your views or your expectations. That's, not even just wrong, but it's, again, you don't know who's going through what in their lives, and that might just be the breaking point for somebody, and boom, there could be another, God forbid somebody ever does it, and God rest their souls to the ones we've lost in the last couple of weeks due to gun violence. But you don't know, maybe one person will come out and just like, oh well, the Santa's going to be there. I'm going to go and take him out, and it's like, no, sir, that's
like, okay,
no,
I'll be the first to say I am not the biggest fan of our governor right now. Ron DeSantis is a freaking idiot, and he's a gutless prick. But I'm not about to freaking go Rambo on his ass over this stuff. I've got a con to go to. I want to get snazzy. I want to have fun. Fun is allowed. That's one of our creeds here in the Ravens flock. Fun, it's not only it's allowed, it's encouraged. Right, Joe? Isn't that what you've been saying? Exactly. So, like, and even Bunda on the chat, he's saying, if you really feel that way, then just don't go. The trouble is that we've been going to MetroCon pretty much since we started this channel. Since this was going, and even before that, Jose and I's first conventions were MetroCon. Mine was 2007. His was 2008. If I remember correctly, right, Joe?
No, yours was 2006.
And then
Mine
yours was 2007. Right. Okay.
So I have something to say about the person who said, then just don't go. Here's how I feel about it. And I'm going to use a personal experience to explain.
Go ahead.
Why that's, again, he's entitled to his opinion, but why do we have to stop doing what we want to do because somebody else doesn't know how to act? I personally have run-ins with a specific person who, whenever they see me, they harass me in various ways, and it gets to a point where I cannot go anywhere. Am I going to just stop going because he's there? No, because I'm going there to have fun, and if I can avoid him, I will avoid him. So why do we have to not go to convention because somebody else is there encroaching on our territory, knowing what they're doing? It's not fair to the people who, because there's people, again, there's kids that go, that a lot of anime cons cater to children. They cater to the younger crowd. So you're saying that little, a 12-year-old person who's just, learning to go out in the world by themselves, learning social situations, you're going to tell a 12-year-old kid you can't dress up as Spider-Man, go to a con because you feel comfortable around, these people who are purposely, because groups like that I've run into, they make it a point to sit there and make you uncomfortable. Their goal is to make you so uncomfortable that you want to leave. That is their goal. Why would I give them the satisfaction of getting under my skin? You are pressed because I look good in cosplay and I'm living my best life with my 12 girlfriends. It's not my fault that your dusty ass has your husband left you for his assistant because you're dusty. You don't know how to clean your own ass because obviously you're so concerned about children in fucking cosplays that who cares if they're in cosplay? Who cares if Sally down the road is having relations with another female? Is it, if it's not affecting your household, your money, your sanity, why does it matter? Why do we have to have there's having conferences to discuss things with like-minded people, but when you're doing it in a place where it's by downtown Ybor is not, the castle. I'm just gonna say one thing: the castle.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
The castle.
We're getting into like local Tampa stuff, like Ybor City. For those of you who don't know Tampa, Florida, like Ybor, like imagine it as being Bourbon Street, but more Cuban than Creole and Cajun. And
I love going to Ybor every weekend in the evenings when I get the chance to.
And Bunda, so we know we're not attacking anybody. We're not trying to blast you. Another, he says, I just speak for myself. I wouldn't go if I felt it was that dangerous. I totally get what you're saying, and that's all right. But like, this is the take that Psychotic Beauty and a lot of us are actually in agreement with. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. But go ahead. And if other comments, I'll address everyone on the chat. Also, V's channel jumped in and they said hi. And they said they're saying goodnight already. So Goodnight TV's channel. They said they went to Anime Expo in Los Angeles this weekend. It was amazing. We saw the footage of it. It was like packed like 13 cans. Holy crap.
Oh my goodness. I was like, it's reasons like that I don't like MegaCon. I used to go every year because it was my first con. After this year, I didn't go this year, thank freaking God. I have to drop it because again, I have really bad anxiety and it stems from a lot of different things, but it's gotten to a point where I cannot be in a public place that's overcrowded without at least two people there that I trust because of the fact that just to get like not trying to get too personal, but when when we go to cons, I used to be with a very abusive ex that they would purposely poke and prod me to get my reaction in a crowd to point the finger and be like, oh, well, she's crazy. And, so for me, crowds are like oh my God, like I'm back. I feel like I'm backed into a wall kind of thing.
It's a red flag. It's a red alert bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't mind going because again, I go to Universal's all the time. It's Universal Studios, but I do have the disabilities pass that I go through the other queue and depending on how crowded the queue is, I'll either ask to use the elevator or not. If it's too crowded and I'm like, it's if you're up my ass, I cannot be like in a queue. Like there was, I don't know where I was. I think it was ET that we didn't need to use the other thing. It was like it wasn't too crowded, but Velocicoaster is Velocicoaster. Yeah, no, can I get the elevator, please? Because it takes you up towards the exit area, and there's nobody in that area, so I wouldn't have to worry about feeling like, oh my God, someone is cornering me to do something. But anyways, to get back to the other topic, it's I'm not trying to personally attack anybody. If you choose not to go to an event because you feel like you're in danger, please by all means always put your safety and your sanity first. Do not do something, even if you want to do it, do not do it if you think that something's going to happen to your well-being. Your well-being comes first over any convention, whatever it is. Always put yourself first. I'm just saying personally, and I speak for, I'm not speaking for everybody here. Why? It's just, I don't like the whole, well, if there's going to be somebody there you don't like, then go. So if I go to a bar and I see somebody that I don't like, do I have to leave just because I don't like them? Or like, it doesn't make sense. Why do I shouldn't have to, unless it's a safety thing, unless this person's like, if I see you, I'm going to actually beat the shit out of you and probably put you in a hospital. Yeah, don't obviously leave.
There's a difference between someone being like an asshole and trying to make things uncomfortable and like prod you into not enjoying yourself, and then there's literally and then there's the difference between that and someone who's out to cause you physical harm and like pluck your eyeballs out or some crazy shit like that. Yeah, no. That's totally understandable. Like if it's someone that's there, if you're in, if you feel like it's not going to be safe enough for you, then of course that's your prerogative. The way we're figuring is that, like I saw Shelley Fitzgerald here. We can't stop living our lives because of assholes, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's exactly it, right, Joe? Like we got.
Yeah, no, of course. Like, and I'm not trying to speak out of fear. I'm just expressing my number one, my concern.
Yeah, it's a safety concern. It's a concern for the attendees. It's a concern for folks who want to go to the convention and actually go and enjoy themselves. And this isn't the first time that there was any sort of rowdiness or any sort of madness where folks clashed with attendees at MetroCon. In 2008. I don't know if you were around for this, Psychotic Beauty, or if you knew about this, but in 2008, the Tampa Convention Center made the one-time mistake, as in they knew not to do this again, of double booking the convention center. They booked MetroCon the same weekend as they booked Red Bull Flugtag. I don't know if you know that at all, or if you heard of that.
No, I grew up in New York City, so I've only been down here since 2015. So 2015, I started like cosplaying in the Orlando and Tampa area. So anything before that, I don't know anything about.
Holy crap, New York City. Sorry, I hate to interrupt. Minor segue. What part of New York?
Jose and I are from Queens.
I'm from Queens / Brooklyn. It depends on who you talk to. My siblings say Brooklyn. I say Queens. I live literally right beneath the J train. Queens. What part?
Elmhurst, Jackson Heights.
Yep.
I used to have to go to Elmhurst Hospital sometimes. I'm from Woodhaven, but I'm on a border where I
fuck yeah, neighbors. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but I was in a part of Woodhaven where I was right next to freaking K Lane, and then you go the block down to PS7, and PS7 was considered Brooklyn because that's in Cypress Hills.
So cool. Small world, man. Like for us, it was like PS 89 and PS 145. or and PS 149. I mean, 145.
Mine was
Pulitzer Middle School.
I attended PS 224.
Yep.
I was PS7, then IS 171, and then I went to school in Lower East Side Manhattan. I went to New Design High School. My brother went to Frank K. Lane, and my sister went to, God damn it, I forgot what high school she went to, but we all went to the same elementary and middle school, and everyone went to different high schools. Like my mom and my rest of my family went to Lane though.
We were set to go to Newtown High School. That's where our big sister went. But then we moved down here. We've been in Florida ever since. But like, yeah, no shit. Holy shit, small world here. That is so fun.
Very much so. And I'm sorry for derailing. I just wanted to get that out of the way. But let's get back to the main story.
Yeah, like folks, I don't know. I know that everyone's gonna be up on this, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw up Statue of Liberty emoji over here for our New York representation. I hope you guys don't mind if you want to. If you guys want to show us some love for New York City, greatest city in the world, fuck yeah. You can go ahead and throw that up. If not, just go ahead and throw up whatever emoji just for fun. We just want to have some fun with that. But in any case, yeah, no, like what happened was Flugtag, the Red Bull event is literally like, okay, folks in different competition, like teams, they're going to put together like crappy little flying machines, and they were going to have like drop it down from a ramp on the outside of the convention center and have it fly over the bay,
the little interstate thing.
Yeah, fly it over the riverside over there in that area. And
okay.
Lots of drinking, lots of drunken dude bros, a lot of assholes, a lot of tension. They learned on that day not to fuck with MetroCon geeks. They learned not to mess around because like it wasn't that it was only on the first day of the convention where they really tried to get in on people, and like they were like poking fun at geeks, or like getting drunk and like harassing everyone inside, and somewhere like trying to be handsy with the girls. That was a big no-no. And
nice. That's great.
A human wall of nerds gathered at the like food court area of the convention center and drove the Flugtag guys right back out to like the water side.
My God, is it the entrance right there by the dock?
Yeah. That's where they held the Flugtag thing. Like, and there was a whole chant of it going, "Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! It was a sight to behold. I wish that we were doing the Ravens flock back then. We had some video footage or proof of that, but that is something that lives on in my memory. I'm just like, the sight of that was just fuck yes. So we didn't start a fight, but we ended the conflict of it.
I don't know why people think, oh look, it's a girl, in a bunny suit. Like, first of all, that might not be a girl. Because I've seen some of my male friends are very pretty men. Mm-hmm. Love them to death. You'll rather ask like, "Hey, yo, what you doing, baby girl?" They turn around like, "Yo, what's good?" And it's like,
"Yo, what's good, man?" And they're freaked out from there.
but like, men, women, both are neither. Don't touch people. Like, I used to be very like, not timid, but like more like passive when.
Yeah, no, like I get what you mean. More like laid back, non-confrontational, reactive.
I would just let it happen. Yeah, like I just like, oh, tee, thank you. Like, kind of be like, oh. When it came to my friends, though, like, don't do it to my friends. To me, I'm just like, oh, lol. And then before people start making assumptions, I only waitressed and door girled at a strip club. I had somebody smack my ass, and I almost recoiled and swung on them. Because they did it 3 times. And after that day, because, in a con convention, you're more, you don't want to make a scene. You don't want to be, labeled as
the drama
that one bitchy prude. Yeah. And then after working there, they're like, no, like whether or not you're at work, if somebody ever touches you, you say something to them. Ever since then, every time somebody says some like smart shit to me, I just look at them with disgust like, okay, and you speak to your mother that way. Like, your girlfriend's right next to you, you're going to speak to people like that, you're going to be blah, blah, blah. Like, now I'm not as afraid to call people out. It's just like, don't think that just because I'm in heels and a little dress. I'm not going to kick these off. Take the heel and plunge it into your eyeball. Because first of all, cosplay is not consent. Second of all, would you want somebody to do that to your brother, your sister, your niece or nephew? Would you want that happening to your family member? Would you want it happening to you? Do you want some random, big ass dude coming up and grabbing you? I was like, yo, what's good? Yo, what you doing later? No, you don't. Personal space, especially with COVID. I don't know where the fuck you been, bitch. Back up.
We're in the middle of a goddamn pandemic. You keep your hands to yourself. Like, imagine that with like, holy shit, like the absolute. The gall, the unmitigated gall of these fucking guys. But like, even if there wasn't another major event happening in the area, the fact remains, like you said, cosplay is not consent. That's something that Raven's Flock is very adamantly in support of. That cosplay is not consent. You don't have permission to grab anyone on their ass or like drool and oogle at someone because they're sexy, or try to grab even it happens to guys too. Like one dude that we talked about ages ago while this was going on. What was it? What's his name? Fanservice Renji was his name, right, Jose?
Yes.
Yeah. See, like even though his cosplay name was Fanservice Renji, because like he was an Asian dude, he's ripped, and he would cosplay Renji Ibarra from Bleach. But chicks would just, dudes. But chicks were like all over his abs and like, oh my god, you're so hot. I need like, no touchy. Fuck that. Get away. I didn't give you permission for that shit. That's not what this is about. Like, just like, hey, if you appreciate like how I look, great, thank you. I like that. I'm a little self-conscious. I try to work on my body, that shit. But don't just go grab like, my precious. Fucking gross, man. Fuck.
I have a friend who he looks like he has resting bitch face. He is 6 foot something. He's ripped. This man is the most sweetest, most genuine. Like he is like when like at first like you're gonna be like you go up eyeballing him like ooh like what he's about, and then when you hear talking you're just like oh my god he's so precious, like we need to protect this at all costs. He's a very good looking man, and he does some not like raunchy entertainment, but he does stuff on the side. Again, very ripped man, very handsome man. He attracts a lot of attention, and even at his stature he does get harassed, and because he is very much doesn't like confrontation, again he just kind of lets it happen. It's not gonna happen again kind of thing, like it's in the moment once they get away kind of thing. Like he just doesn't, he tries his best to keep it respectful, keep it nice, because he does have a family. He's just like no, like no. My thing is, again, I'm 5 feet, he's 6 foot something. I am very adamant about the whole don't touch people if you don't be touched. Mind you, me and him have known each other for a while, so it's like I told him, like, if this ever happens and I'm around, do you tell me, and I'm not gonna be violent towards the person, but I don't think anybody would be opposed to me grabbing some girl and feeling like don't fucking touch people just because it's a dude and you're a woman. Don't think that you could do that, because that's my biggest thing is equality too. If a woman wants to go up and straight up start beating the shit out of a man and he turns around and smacks you across the face, that's self-defense.
Yeah, no. If you like, I believe Angel and Jose like to say equal rights come with equal lefts. So
yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, just because you're a woman, don't think that you can go up, oh my god, but men are supposed to like it. Hello.
Like, we'll like it fine, but if we say no, that means fucking no. That means like, okay, like like you can show your appreciation without grabbing me in the groin or some shit.
Yeah.
Like I've had like recently, so at Spooky Empire, I was volunteering. I'm hanging out, and my friend who she's known for doing a bunny version of a slasher, and that's her thing. Like you see her, you're like, oh, that's so and so, because she is very distinctive. So she's a very beautiful girl. She's also freshly 18. Keep that in mind.
Whoa, okay. If you gotta add that, I think I know where this is going, but go on. Like, go ahead.
She turned 18 a couple months ago. So we're at Spooky, and I'm at my post, and she walks up to me and she's like, I can already tell like something happened. So I'm thinking, oh my god, it's this one dude that's known for harassing cosplayers. He's done it. I'm gonna have to go commit a felony. I'm gonna have to have Sebastian bail me out. Like it's about to be a whole like on-site issue. And she's like, no, this one cosplayer came up and he's like, oh, you look good, doll, and like kind of like was trying to be like suave. And he had a business card and she went to go like she put her hand out to grab it. He went around her hand and put it in her cleavage.
No. Holy shit. Damn.
So,
Red alert. Fuck that shit. No. Holy crap. Even if I know you, I'm not going to fucking slip anything in between your boobies. No. What the fuck?
Like, my first thing was, don't go after him. You'll lose your badge. You're here to have a good time. I grabbed her wrist. I'm like, we're going to fucking security right the fuck now. Dragged her, told my volunteer partner who was doing the other door. I was like, hey, we're security. I explained the situation. She looked like, this person is lucky I'm in my volunteer shirt because I'll beat the shit up. I'm like, me too. Like, it took me everything in my power to not just. That's my biggest thing. You don't, like, even if you. It's just, you don't know the person. Why would you think it's okay to put something in her cleavage? Like, you don't know the person, whether knowing them or not, depending on the friendship. Because I have friends that they'll straight up come up and put their face in my boobs. And I'm like, oh, it's my best friend. You know, my best friend, we do that to each other. But that's because it's my best friend.
Yeah,
I have other female friends that they, like, one of my female friends, she's like, hey, I don't want to sound perfect or anything, but that suit makes your body look like it really complements your figure. And it's like, honey, you're not, you know, it's okay. You're not being creepy. I appreciate the compliment. You know,
shit. I try, like, if I'm complimenting anyone, if a dude's got this freaking like, if you got like one cosplay friend that I know, Zach Santiago, he's like one of the fittest guys I know, and he's been like, it's literally like, you've seen if you see his journey as a cosplayer, he's gone from like sidekick to main character build in the last few years. So rather than being like leaner and really svelte in his physique, he's gotten jacked. And even then, like, I'm like blown away every single time. But he's even come up to folks, and he's said on his own channel sometimes, like on his own stuff on social media, is like, okay, ladies, I get it, but like, no, don't fucking touch me. That's so fucking wrong. I don't know you like that. I don't want to know you like that. If that's how you introduce yourself to people, then no fucking way. That's so wrong. But like, it's so much worse for girls and for like femme presenting folks, and guys get it the same way. There's a boundary. You've got to respect that shit. Like, do you mind if I bring up like on Hall Mat? Because like that was the last time I saw you at a convention, right? Like,
yeah.
If that's all right, because like at Holiday Matsuri last year, there was an 18+ performance competition. I believe it was like a burlesque competition or whatever, and
the 18+ costume contest.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, and I was there just to see it and to take it in and see folks and have fun. And I didn't realize that you were on there participating in the contest until I saw you run right back. And I'm like, oh shit, you had this whole number that you did, and like blew my mind. But I didn't just like go up and grab like oh god, psychotic, you look so great, grab the jugs, and like, no, fuck no, jeez. And even then, when that cosplay contest, they actually had a bar a bartender where they were serving drinks. So you better believe folks were like knocking them back and getting rowdy and shit. But even there, you respect people's personal space. You respect people's fucking like human decency kind of thing. Like, yeah, we're having fun, we're getting down to our skivvies and like showing off our costumes and our performance and everything, and a little bit of the goods on the side just for a good measure on there. But still, you don't fucking grab each other.
Yeah, no. God. It's like in certain when you like, and that's another thing you can kind of tell between the I want to call them dude bros because that's how I see them. You can tell which dude bros go to cons a lot and which ones don't, because the dude bros are like, yo, you're staring at the girl's ass too much. Stop your shit before I knock you the fuck out. And then there's other ones where like, oh, look at the booty. I literally, in my performance, I do burlesque, so I'm not shy about anything.
Right.
My number, I was in a thong, and pasties. And even then, when I walked off stage, I had people coming up to me like, "Oh my god, you did so well!" Like, "Oh my god!" Like, I think like one or two people was like, "Oh my god, can I give you a hug?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Like, let me put my titties away first because that's weird. But like, yeah, sure. Like, people were like, you can tell which ones go to hall mat and which ones are like going to hall mat for other reasons. But like the hall mat people that been going, they more care about the performance than just "Oh my god, she's half naked. I was basically naked." you know like there's people who were just like, "Oh my god, the performance was amazing." But like I've had so Sebastian, because we were dating at the time, and he went back, and this was a couple weeks ago. He was talking to his friends. He was like, "Yeah, I know, me and Britt went to hall mat this year. She was an 18," and they're talking about, like, she's like, "Yeah, she was in an 18 up contest." And my friend's sister just goes, "What? Wait, which one was she?" He was like, "Oh, she was the collie that won first place." Or because I got first on the naughty list. So he was like, "Oh, she was the first place naughty list." And they're like, "Dude, she's like," they're like, "Dude, she's like amazing. Like, we're simping over her." And it's like, again, you can tell when they're doing it because they're more like in awe of something and not trying to be perverted. Because they're like, she did well. We're simping over her. She was hot. Blah blah blah. And it's like, it was in good fun. It wasn't like someone go to him like, "Yo, your girlfriend kind of hot. Like, what you trying to do with that?" Like, I've had people come up to me and be like, "Yo, would your boyfriend be fine if me and you?" It's like, bitch, just because you see me making out with another girl, which I'm pansexual, but I lean towards females. And Sebastian, as long as I had his permission, he was okay with me going off with a female. Just because you see me making out with a female and then going back to my boyfriend doesn't mean that I'm free game.
Yeah, no, like that's not how that shit rolls. Like, legitimately, even my wife and I, K Storm, we're polyamorous, but we don't just like go randomly hook up with anyone under the sun. But like at the same time, like for us, it's more a matter like, okay, they're cute, they're cool as well. Like, all right, cool, nice. Like, we both have the appreciation of like, we could check someone out and say they're cute, but like, okay, we're not gonna like, okay, we both think you're hot, we want to bang. No, fucking have some sense, people. Like, it's like you said, some folks who actually go to a convention or to hall mat to enjoy hall mat and take in the experience and have a good time, and some are just there to try to get their rocks off or try to get lucky. That's not how this shit works. And the same applies for MetroCon. The same applies for any convention. It's like a matter of like respecting people's personal boundaries, respecting their space. Like, for fuck's sake. Like, you got to remember that people are human beings. It's not just we're not just there for your entertainment, for your amusement,
And on top of cosplay is not consent, I don't just mean sexual. I mean just in general too, because just because I'm at a rave or I'm doing something doesn't mean I want to be partaking in something that's happening inside the said event. I'm gonna just, for example, last year, it was the second night, so Saturday night rave. I went and I was in All Out, or not All Out. I didn't have All Out at the time. I was in Pop Stars RE. I'm feeling cute. My friend, they're in their endeavor. We're going through the rave, and there's a conga line, and then after a while, we're like, "Oh, we're the rest of our friends." So we're walking, and we're like on like the middle to the outside of everything, of like the crowd. And all of a sudden, a big ass mosh pit broke out. And mind you, I'm not even in the mosh pit. It's not like I'm trying to get out. I'm on the outside walking by. All of a sudden, this dude turns around, I guess because I was close enough, shoved the shit out of me. Mind you, I'm 5 feet tall and like 140 pounds. I'm very tiny.
Yeah, no,
compared
knocked
to
it down,
these
didn't
men. They almost did. Like, I caught my
Fuck.
footing and I turned around, and it was another moment of this time I cocked my hand back, and as I swung, my friend caught my, like, grabbed me, got in front of me, grabbed me, and it's like, don't do it, like, he's not worth it. And the dude just looked at me like, what the fuck? And it's like, and I was yelling, and I yelled, I'm like, don't fucking touch me. Like, I was going off, like, just because I'm in the freaking dance circle doesn't mean I want to get pulled into a mosh pit. I'm very small and I injure easily. Okay, like, I'm dainty. I'm a princess.
You're like, I'm not. I wouldn't say dainty. I would say you're travel sized.
Exactly. I'm very small.
But then again, I'm like 5'11", so half of my friends are travel size anyway. As opposed to myself and Jose and Angel, especially Jose, because he's like 6'6". He's party sized. He's family sized. He's tall.
I am a titan.
Oh my god,
Almost.
that's like the Mathis twins. I love them, but
Wait.
Josh decided the Mathis twins that they do Cap and Bucky.
I'm not sure I know them.
You probably do if you saw them, but they're both 1 6'5", 1 6'6". Josh decided he's gonna get the bonias, and this motherfucker is 7 feet tall. And I'm just like, I haven't seen him in person, but I saw the pictures. I'm like, I don't like this. You're already too tall. Now look at you.
Shit. Oh my God. No, that's God Almighty. Yeah. No, another important tip, folks, because not just for MetroCon, but for any sort of big gathering event, look out for shorter folks. Look out for your friends, especially from anyone in the in the con community, especially because when it comes to these dances and these late night events, folks like to get the sauce out. Folks like to get their groove on, and some folks are going to get rowdier than others. I'm seeing Carlos from the 813. Hello, Carlos from the 813. He's saying hello. Tomorrow is my birthday. Well, it's actually 3 minutes till midnight, so we'll say happy birthday to you in advance, Carlos. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Jose, is Carlos from the 813? Do you know them, or are they just someone who happened to come in on the Ravens vlog by any chance?
No, I don't know them, but if they're from the 813, that means that they're local. They're probably from Tampa.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and I'm throwing up some birthday cake emojis for Carlos from the 813. Many happy returns. I hope you celebrate with those of you who are closest to your heart, and may you have many more years of prosperity and peace ahead of you. So, happy birthday to you, Carlos from the 813. So I hope you don't mind. I like giving these little segues over here. But legit, when it comes to these events, you've got to watch out for each other. Like you said, respect each other's boundaries. Especially with one of the events that I actually personally absolutely adore. I just had not had too much energy to go to the last one, and that would be the MetroCon Massive. That is the that is the Friday night and the Saturday night raves of MetroCon here. It's exactly what it sounds like. There's nightly raves. There are different live rave and nerdcore performances. One of our friends, Zoe Van West, she made her mark with MetroCon, with the Metro Massive events. It shows here every night of MetroCon. Come enjoy Metro Massive, the largest convention rave in the country, with over 100,000 square feet of stadium lighting and sound, and the best DJs from all over the world. So, basically all you got to do is it's an all ages event. They're all ages of raving. So, like you said, Psychotic Beauty and Jose and even Angel, everyone's in agreement when it comes to this sort of stuff. Keep your eyes on on your friends, those of you who are closest to you. Definitely travel in a group, and definitely keep personal boundaries. And if anyone is messing with that, there's security there for a reason. Definitely call out for it. Definitely get some help for it, because the folks are going to not be nice to each other.
I have another story from last year's frickin' rave.
Sure, go ahead.
So this might be my last one because it's getting kind of late. And
yeah.
My mom's like, everyone's sleeping. I'm like, okay, fine.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to keep you this long, but I appreciate you coming in for this. But thank you so much.
Oh no, I stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning. It's just the fact that I'm back home and not with Seb anymore. So it's like I don't have my own space. It's in my room, but it's. So last year, we're at the rave, and I, ran into somebody that I kind of knew from another venue, and sometimes he's not handsy, but like I have another. Okay, so just. He was, I guess, getting a little bit too handsy with some people. And I was with some of my friends. Again, I'm one of the older ones. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm 25 years old. I look like I'm 12, though. I'm built like a 12-year-old. But, yeah, so one of my young friends, they're like, I think they're like 16. They're 16 at the time. They're 15 or 16. I've known them since they were, like, a little bit younger. Because, again, like, this is, like, my child. So... I was outside of the rave, I went out, got some juice and water. I was sitting outside. It got too hot. And I'm sitting basically under the table just because I was out of people's way, and I was having a conversation with the security guard. And my friend Max comes out, and me and Max are talking, and then Ian comes out. And Ian's just like, yo, that one dude like we were all dancing with, he's being really weird. I'm like, why? He's like, oh, he's being touchy, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh no. And then the security guard overheard, so he turned around and was like, who? So we went they went and pointed them out. I was like, y'all, I'm gonna stay here. I'm tired. I can't walk anymore. Um, I guess he did it to a couple other people because apparently there was other reports of him touching people too much. So he got kicked out of the rave. And a couple minutes go by, like 20 minutes go by, and my friend's like, oh, I need to go get my car. They're gonna park it in my hotel room and or whatever. We're walking out, and as we're walking out, we see him. I guess he met up with a group of his friends. And he turned around, gave me this, like, not even my friend, it was at me because he looked me up and down. I don't remember what it was because it was so unimportant to me. Says some slick shit of, like, yeah, that's the reason why I got kicked down. They're like, ew, what the fuck? I looked, I'm like, as I'm walking away, I'm like, first of all, it wasn't even me. Second of all, maybe you should keep your hands to yourself. Like, as I'm walking, I'm like talking at the same time, not at them, but loud enough towards, like, I hear you and I'm going to respond to you, but not respond to you. So it's like, don't sit out here and get mad at. First of all, I didn't say shit because I was too tired to deal with anything. Second of all, don't be getting mad at anybody because you're being handsy. Like, you got yourself kicked out the rave and won't get mad because other people got upset because they didn't like what you were doing. Take accountability for your actions. You know, first of all, I mean, I guess this is just because I have been leaning away from anime cons, just because I haven't been not uncomfortable, but I just don't feel at home with them like I do with the horror conventions and like just the normal comic cons that like are more inclusive than just anime. I don't really care for rave music like I used to. Like I grew up in New York City, so I'm still listening to shit like Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, some freaking Mark Anthony, put some Night in the end there. Like
Yeah.
I'm just listening to a mix of music. So rave music's not really my thing, so I can't really dance to it. But other music I can. So like this might also be my last year doing Metro just because it's like I'll probably only go for Friday and that's only for the masquerade because the only other conventions that do masquerade was one. I don't even know what happened to it, so I'm not going to mention it. But Hallmat also does a masquerade, and that's another reason why I like going Hallmat. I really wish more cons start doing more masquerades because it's such a great experience. It's something really fun to do. But yeah,
No,
somebody got mad at my friend for reporting them and then blamed it on me, and I'm just like, well, what?
no, they brought it on themselves. They were the ones who had decided to be creepy about it, and so like reporting them was the right thing to do. So you like neither you nor your friend did anything wrong. It was this asshole who didn't keep to their own friggin' business. It's on their own
Exactly.
ass.
And for everybody out there, don't be scared to go to security. They're there for a reason. They're not just there to look pretty. If somebody is doing something to you or a friend, please tell security because most of the time they will talk to the person. And if it's the person's first offense, depending on the person, it's enough to shake them and they either stop or I've seen people altogether leave the convention for a couple hours and then come back because they were frightened they were in trouble. Like I'm going to just bring it back to the Spooky Empire incident. So the person put the card in my friend's cleavage. They tried to grab my other friend's face, and apparently there were 4 other reports of him doing stuff. So because of the fact that so many people were reporting him, he actually ended up getting kicked out of the con, and because of I guess he started acting up even worse. Him and his family, which this is what kind of cracked me up a little bit. How like I guess okay, let me just finish the story and then I'll put my 2 cents in for that. But he got kicked out of the Wyndham altogether. Like his family was forced to check out the room and leave because of the shit he was doing. And apparently when he got kicked out, the parents were upset, but the mom was apparently going off on the property manager. It wasn't even like one of the receptionists, it was the property manager who said y'all gotta go. And she was going off on him and it wasn't phasing him. And apparently as they're walking away, the dad turns to the property manager to goes, I really need to put him back on his medication, and says nothing else and leaves. And it's just like, how does it feel? Because apparently he had a nasty attitude with everybody that was there too. And it's like, why would you get an attitude with people? Like, how does it feel knowing that you ruined your family's vacation? And the thing is, it wasn't so Spooky Empire opened late, I think on Friday. They opened, I think, at like 1 or 2. And I worked around 4 o'clock. it wasn't even 4 o'clock. The con wasn't even open for 2 or 3 hours when he started doing this. And he got kicked out by midday the next day. It wasn't even like I went to work at around 4 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, he was kicked out.
Holy shit! So he didn't get too much time there at all from the time you started. Holy crap!
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like don't like because sometimes you don't want again you might not want to be like oh but I don't want to run their time. No, they're running your time by making you feel uncomfortable. They might be doing it to other people, and that's not okay. So you tell security will handle it. And for always, and I always tell people like if you are still concerned about it, always follow up with security and always get like a member of like security's contact, like say hey, do you have an email so I can follow up with this report later just in case something else happens, because they are repeat offenders. And it's getting to a point where some people, I'm not going to say names, but I'm going to use this person as an example. There's a person in a horror community that is known for harassing females, but because of certain things that goes on with him, people choose not to report him. And it's like it's getting to a point where, mind you, both friends that were harassed at Spooky, both of them are freshly 18. When during Spooky Empire's December event, they were minors still. And this person decided to put his head on one of their, I forgot which ones, but he decided it would be appropriate when trying to hug them to lay his head on their chest. And he has done other things, such as slapping women's asses. He's grabbed my face and tried to kiss me before. No. He's done a lot of other things, but because it's like, oh, well, he's this, that, and the third, and it's like people don't want to report him. And it's like, if we have been reporting him the way we report other people, this would not be an issue. So you need, like, take a stand, if it's not just for yourself, for somebody else. Because you might be okay with something happening to you, but God forbid something happens to somebody else. I'm not trying to say like take accountability for everything the person does, but see, if you see something, say something. If you notice, a fellow cosplayer being harassed, I've gone to people. I've gone up to my friends like after hearing things, like it'll be hours later, but when I finally catch up, I'm like, hey, just report it. No, you got to report it. If you wait too long, they will not care. It's not the convention doesn't care, but there's only so much they can do in a certain amount of time. If it happens and you go to security immediately, make sure you have the person's, what they look like, what cosplay they're in. If you can, take a photo, because that would help. That would also help. With COVID restrictions and stuff, there's some cons are requiring masks, so there's not much you can do, especially if it's somebody that's in like a Tanjiro or a Goku. There's a bunch of them running around. But
yeah,
if you see something very specific, like, oh, it was a Tanjiro, but he has a Pikachu backpack, there might be only a couple of Pikachu backpacks there. Oh, yeah. Well, I saw him he was walking around with a Sailor Neptune, and there's only like one couple like that. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, like if there's someone who's there and they're going to, if they're going to cause you trouble, be sure to note. That is excellent advice there, Psychotic Beauty. If there's someone who's causing you trouble, make sure that if you can't get any sort of picture of them or something that you could show security, then any sort of detailed description about the person would go a long ways on there. Obviously, one other thing that, because we do have to wrap up soon, something that I cannot stress enough, one of the cornerstones of our own con safety or convention etiquette that we really push for is hygiene, for crying out loud. Especially with the blasted virus that doesn't want to fucking go away. Hygiene is key. We actually, our very first convention that we went to as the Ravens flock was at MetroCon, and we
campaigned against Confunk.
Exactly. Like
it was actually pretty fun. I can fill this part of the story.
Yes,
we literally went around the whole con floor. What, Wancho?
Yes, feel free.
Yeah. So we went around the entire convention floor. It was a lot of fun. We actually met a lot of cosplayers, took some pictures with them, and we were passing out like free deodorants and body sprays.
With our sticker on there, of course.
With our sticker on it, of course, yeah.
Like, we were passing out, like, little travel-size shampoo or body wash or, like, deodorant sticks or body spray or whatever. And we were, like, help fight Confunk. Not Confunk, Confunk. You can tell the caffeine's wearing off. Like, help fight con funk. Subscribe to the Ravens Flock, and we were handing them out the way we would hand out like little free snack bags or whatever after donating blood or something. Like, act people at conventions if they've got like a heavy costume here, just in case you need it. Here's a deodorant. Subscribe to the Ravens Flock. Fight con funk, and like just
I love that.
like if we had the budget to do it again this year, believe me, we would be all in for that. We would go all out for it. But yeah, no, that
and it was definitely a lot of fun. In fact, I remember I think it was 2017 or 2018 when we did a campaign video.
Yeah, we did. It was
I was dressed as if I was running for office.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want to put too much. I don't want to preen my feathers, but I think I would have made a good politician. I would have led a new frontier.
A new frontier against Confunk. See,
what's up? Sorry.
I would definitely vote for you.
Oh, thank you. It's the sunglasses. It's got to be the sunglasses.
You dopes.
But it's funny you mentioned that, because now that I'm starting to guest at cons more, so as a hobby, I bake. I like to make little nerdy stuff.
Yay.
And some cons are like, yeah, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. And other cons are like, oh, due to blah, 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 we don't allow food. And it's fine. So I was trying to think of ways like, how can I, because again, I'm a small time cosplayer. I have prints, but those are more like, hey, this is just what I've done, which I need to order more because I found some more really nice photos. So I'm like, I just want to plaster my face everywhere. But one thing I really want to do is make little, because I have one for myself. I lost it because I go a lot of places and I use it for Universal as well. But I usually have a little con kit, and usually it's like a little perfume or body splash, a deodorant, a little toothbrush and toothpaste, like basically a travel thing with me. And it's like, I want to make something like that, but for cosplayers. So like deodorants, like little hygiene stuff, but also in the kit, you'll get like safety pins, a needle and thread, and, different colors that you need, like little things like that, because there's been so many times where I'm like walking and like, I hear, oh shit, my blah, blah, blah ripped, or oh my God, my prop fell apart, I need super glue. And it's like, well, if you had a con kit that had all of this stuff in it, you'd be set.
Yes, like a emergency cosplay and con repair kit. I remember that was something that was discussed in the community like ages ago, and now there's literally like a costume repair booth sometimes in convention centers, and sometimes at cons, or like a panel, or you'd have like, I remember there was one dude, I don't remember what his name is, but he's like the cosplay medic, and he had like a bandolier of different threads and like a hot glue gun in a holster or whatever, and he would come around and help people out, like, oh, your armor is cracked over here, would you like me to help glue it up for you? No fee or nothing. I'm doing donations for like an XYZ charity, I don't remember. And he would actually like help stitch people up and get their costumes straightened out and send them on their way. But yeah, no, that's actually another thing to keep in handy. If you've got one friend, or if you're staying at one of the hotel rooms for the convention, keeping a costume or repair kit where you can get to it is key, which is why I actually, whenever we're at conventions or we're at like an event that we need to travel on, I always have a fanny pack with me that has I've got multiple portable chargers for phones and like headache medicine, because if you're gonna be like running around in costumes, people are gonna be dehydrated or something like that. If someone has like, if they're getting a really bad headache or if they're not feeling right, like, okay, I'm gonna get you okay, let's sit you down. I'm gonna get you a water bottle, or do you prefer like Gatorade or Powerade or whatever? I've got Tylenol. I have Advil. I've got like a leave on me. Like, okay, do you feel like you need do you need a medic or someone, or do you need like security to help you out, or is this something that like a glass of cold water and like some headache medicine would help out? Let me know. Is your phone dying down and you need to get a hold of a friend? You can use my phone and text him or whatever. We'll charge your phone up in the meantime, or something like that. Like,
I might just steal your idea.
Don't be stealing my idea. This is patent pending. All right?
Damn it.
Don't go grab it.
Oh, stop it. Let her steal the idea. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a good idea. And
I will put inspired by.
Thank you. Inspired by the Ravens flock. Like
I will really do that. I'll like, if you follow them, if you see them around, say hello to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because again, since I'm like still trying to find ways to like, just to not even like, oh my god, I'm trying to go to cons and make money. It's like, no, my thing since I was a kid, I've always loved dressing up. I've always been into fashion. My high school was primarily artsy and had a fashion design class. So it's like, I just want to cosplay and have fun, but also make it. Another thing is I want to make a difference in the community. Like, I'm very open with my own not disorders, but like I have a couple of what are they called? I guess you could say disorders. But like, I'm very open because I have anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, insomnia, and ADHD. I'm very open about it because, some people are like, oh, well, you talk too much about it. That's a depressing topic. It's like, no, like I'm telling my story because who knows, my story can help somebody. I'm not going to go around blasting, everything I've ever done to myself. Like, oh, I've done this, and this. Like, I used to I don't drugs. I used to pop mollies all the time, and now I don't. It's like, you don't know who you can impact. So it's like
legitimate. It could be a pain in the butt. You don't know exactly who you might be helping out with this stuff, but at the same time, there's like, it's not something that you got to be like throwing out there for everybody in creation on there. But yeah, no, you like making a difference and you wanted to help people out and like just spreading like goodwill and shit. We're all for that, and I'm glad that you are too, because like we need more of that sense of like fraternity, like not fraternity as in guys and being bros. I mean like fraternity, like camaraderie is what I mean. But like that is something that is deeply needed in every community, especially with the con community here. I also want to give a quick shout out here. I see V's channel came back and they're like, yeah, fanny pack with a first aid kit and hand people butt wipes to keep hygiene. And Shamanistic Unicorn Tam is on the chat. Hello, Shamanistic Unicorn Tam. Welcome to the Theblackfiles. We're actually wrapping up. They're saying, hey, safe travels. Appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, no, we appreciate. Oh snap! Psychotic Beauty dropped off.
Oh dear.
Oh
man. Do you want to give it a couple of minutes before she comes back on, or do you want to wrap up? I mean, it's up to you, man.
We could start wrapping. But like if she comes on, I won't say no.
No, definitely. So, I guess we'll wrap up and we'll give a couple of announcements. Yeah, this Saturday, at 5 p.m. Eastern, Los Amigos Play will be returning, and we will be continuing our playthrough with Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition on the PlayStation 4. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of hack and slashing, and it's going to be a lot of fan service.
Indeed. Now, I actually just got a text from Psychotic Beauty. She said, "Yeah, my phone said yeet." So I guess that's a wrap for Psychotic Beauty cosplay.
That's fine. That's all right.
No, it's okay though. I'll if it's okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put down her Instagram link over here.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead and put her Instagram.
They're coming back in.
Okay.
It's okay.
I guess I'll hold up.
Like it's okay. We'll wrap her. We'll wrap up here in a moment. It's okay. We'll let her. We're letting her back in, and we'll wrap up in a moment over here. So. There she is. Reconnecting. Give her a second.
I was yeeted.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's all right. Psychotic Beauty. We appreciate it. You coming back in. We're actually going to go ahead and start wrapping up. But you were nearly done with what you were trying to say. And I was actually saying that, like, I'm really thankful that you got the same mindset that we do when it comes to, like, wanting to have a sense of camaraderie in the community, and you wanted to give back because, like you said, you've got friends who are like who are younger than you who are getting into cosplaying. You love cosplaying and you love the arts, and that's what you're about. And like we're on the same wavelength as far as that goes, and we appreciate it a lot. Before we actually wrap up officially over here, was there anything else you wanted to say? Anyone you wanted to shout out before we wrap?
So since we're talking about conventions, so Tampa Comic Con is actually at the end of the month. So I am a part of a nerdless group called the Ybor City Sirens. We perform mostly in Tampa, but I think we have a couple other stuff going on. I don't remember. Anyways, that's a really bad thing to say. I'm just all over the place right now. But do check us out. We actually have a show coming up next weekend, actually. So if you're, I think might be 21 and up. I forget. But we do have red, white, and burlesque next Friday, which is Friday of MetroCon. So that's another reason.
Nice.
Yes. So if you are of age and you would like to come check us out, our social media is Ybor City Sirens. And we also have a show at the end of the month, and it is kickoff to TampaCon. We can't, due to licensing, we can't say Comic-Con, so it's TampaCon.
Yeah, Tampa Bay comic convention. They can't even say con, which was so weird.
Yeah.
That's a whole other story. But yeah, no, the Tampa Con, to kick it off.
We're kicking it off. And again, just check out the social media because I'm all over the place. I'm also be guesting at a couple conventions. And if at any point you guys ever want to collab on something, I don't mind talking to conventions like, hey, I'm going to be having some friends. They run a really good podcast. They're going to share a table with me. So that way you guys can also network. And if you guys ever want to collab like on a table at a booth, we can share space.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that we could discuss at another time. But no, I really appreciate you extending that courtesy.
Yeah, I'm very much the person of, if I have it, I like to share it. Like, I have two friends, very great horror cosplayers. It's the Orlando Slasher. He's a sweetheart. I look at him like an older brother, and I absolutely adore that kid. And the Scream King, Aries. They're very good cosplayers, and there is one of the cons I'm guessing at this year will be Krampus Con in, I don't remember. It's so late at night. I don't remember anything.
Krampus Con, you say?
Yeah, so basically Christmas and Halloween together. It's in December, but I'm very much like, hey, I have a couple of friends that they do horror, and they're guesting there too, and they're like, oh my god, thank you so much. And I'm like, listen, I want to see my friends flourish. I know what they're capable of, and it's like, I want to see my friends do good no matter what happens. It's like, you deserve the world, and you guys are very nice. I've known you for a while, and I just met Jose over here, but you guys I appreciate you guys having me, and I'm always open to work with other people. I'm a very open person.
No, of course, and we greatly appreciate that. By the way, even though it's a work in progress right now in terms of horror cosplays, I actually am working on a cosplay of Michael Myers.
Yeah, you were going to be doing a DVD group, right, Joe? What was that?
What's up, Juan?
I'm sorry, I love DVD.
Oh my goodness, Dead by Daylight. I knew it was going to come up.
I was gonna say definitely go for it. But yeah, no, like I was gonna say, Psychotic Beauty, thank you very much for joining us tonight on the special edition of the Theblackfiles. And I went ahead and I dropped the Instagram for Ybor City Sirens and for your Instagram on the live chat on our YouTube stream. So if any one of you guys, if you'd like to follow this lovely lady who joined us tonight, feel free to do so. Give her a like if you want to see more of her in cosplay or her performing in burlesque performances. Feel free to give her a follow there, or the Ybor City Sirens, who are also acquaintances of the Ravens flock as well. So thank you very much here, and it's been a blast. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right. We'll see you at Metro, and we'll see you around. All right.
Alrighty.
All right. Have a good night there. Thank you.
All right. Good night.
Bye. All right, Joseph.
All right, so getting back to the announcements. For tomorrow night's edition of Wrestle Rewind, which is Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing my weekly reviews of the wrestling shows, WWE NXT, AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling, which includes the TV special of NXT, The Great American Bash. Oh boy, the old traditional WCW pay-per-view that has been turned into a TV special. And the main event for the TV special is Braun Breaker defending the NXT title against Cameron Grimes. That's something I will be talking about. And I'll also be covering the main event for this year's Impact Wrestling's Against All Odds, which is Josh Alexander defending the Impact World Championship against Joe Doring, the big house from Violent by Design. And of course, the final announcement, and of course, tune in to our main flagship show every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube and Twitch, where the three of us, myself, Juan Arauz, and Mr. Angel Mendez, we all gather around and we discuss all the nerd topics that circulates every single week. And of course, as a final reminder, we will be in attendance for MetroCon 2022 next week, July 15th through the 17th at the Downtown Tampa Convention Center in Tampa, Florida. Come hell or high water.
Especially considering that we actually have a panel at MetroCon itself. We actually have a panel set up for Saturday at 5 p.m. So be sure to join us there. It's going to be a panel room. It says panel room 105/106, the miscellaneous panel room. I'm pretty sure they mean 1516. I have to get that double checked.
That's something you do need to double check, but it is for Saturday, correct?
Yes, Saturday, good. 5 p.m. Okay. We're going to be discussing how we've all been adjusting to the world ever since the goddamn virus kicked in. I had to be very explicitly not mention the word coronavirus in the description because here's the actual description of it. Our panel's called Cons During the New Normal, The Ravens Flock Live. The Ravens Flock is returning to MetroCon. Join your favorite motley crew of nerds as we discuss how we all adjusted to that one bug thingy and how the cosplay and con community at large has responded, for good or ill, to our new reality. And smile, because we'll be recording the panel for a special edition of our YouTube channel, The Ravens Flock.
Absolutely. All right. And again, we appreciate everybody tuning in. We really appreciate all of the subscribers and all the viewers and listeners out there that's watching us right now. Everything that we do here on this channel, I know I've said this many times, but I feel like it needs to be said again. Everything that we do here on this channel, from multiple shows, from con attendances, from photos and videos, from quarter annual subathons that we host on this channel, everything we do here is all part of our creed from 2013 to make your voice our mission. Now, with that being said, Juan, you can go ahead and plug us away.
All right, Jose, I'm going to go ahead and sign you off for the night. You have yourself a good night, Jose. Thank you very much for joining us here. All right, folks. So that was that for Jose Casabona. Thank you to Jose, Angel Mendez, and our special guest, Psychotic Beauty Cosplay, for joining us on this week's edition of the Theblackfiles. And I also want to thank everyone who came into the chat. I saw Hassan Terrell. I saw Shamanistic Unicorn Tam. They're saying over here, "Whoa, cool! Would like to catch that." And Adriana G as well. I try to give you. I also give you the shout outs on Popcorn Planet and other channels. Thank you so much. And they're saying, I've been watching a lot of your shows and leave the streams on constantly. Thank you. We appreciate that. That helps out. Gene Rick just hurt my ears with the new normal. Never. Yeah. We're trying to. I had to try to give the description and get the point across for us to get approved for the panel. But folks know what we're referring to. We're referring to the blasted virus. We have to, but it's there because we had to be very careful on how we're phrasing it. Because folks were like, "Oh, they're just talking about the virus. How dare they?" Like, you can have your opinion. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Be respectful. That's all we ask. But yeah, no, like we're gonna go ahead and wrap up for the night. I want to thank everyone who was on here, and also want to thank our brand new mod, Shelly Fitzgerald, for making it into the Ravensflocks mod squad. Thank you for that. V's channel, Bunda, up in the chat. Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, the Joseph Santos, Mr. Geek Me Out as well, and Dev End that was on here, and Nikki Bella. Was Nikki Bella in here as well? I didn't see Nikki Bella in there. Aw, damn. Oh, nuts. Okay, sorry about that, Nikki Bella. It's okay. They always show up, and we appreciate them for it. Adriana G is throwing up the black and purple hearts. They know that those are our colors. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And with that said and done, I am going to wrap up over here. Thank you all very much for joining us on the uncensored, uncompromising interview and review podcast, The Ravens Flock. That is the Black Files, hosted by myself, Mr. Juan Arauz, as we discuss the dark side of the serious topics of geek culture and pop culture. Join us live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. as we simulcast on YouTube and Twitch. Hit the subscribe or follow button, hit the notification bell, and join us tomorrow night for Wrestle Rewind. Until next time, remember to continue to follow us on Facebook.com/The Ravens Flock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/The Ravens Flock Online, Twitch.tv/The Ravens Flock Online, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/The Ravens Flock, humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and the Ravens Flock. For Jose Casabona and Angel Mendez, I am Juan Arauz. This has been the Black Files, and we are out.
The following is a public service announcement from the Ravens Flock.